Hello, this is Cybertron2 and Zero, and we are doing a video on Xibalba. So we're going to do probably 3 videos. So one which is like an overview of the nation, one on expansion, and one on specific points. Zero, can you check? Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, I'm certain we'll hear more from him in a bit. No, it's... Alright, so let's start with our national overview. So, EA Xibalba. So, firstly, Zero's a long-term expert of the nation. I'm kind of newer to the nation, and I'm keen on it, and I've done a lot of expansion. So that's why we've got sort of the two perspectives. So I'm here to give sort of a newer player's perspective, and Zero's sort of seen every tactic literally in the book. So it should be a decent breadth. So, national overview. First things first, national strengths and weaknesses of Xibalba. So I'm going to let lead off because he actually knows this well.
Personally, I'll be honest. You use the roster a lot more than I do. I only use 4 of the bats, at least for the units. I've never used the tiny scorpions, like anything but the Xibalban scorpions. I really don't prefer using. I like the scorpion trainers for leading the Xibalban scorpions. And then also for expansion, you have a very different expansion style than I do with your blind expansion. I never really got into blind expansion. I've always done the wait for turn 2, then let things happen. But normally I start off so for the nation, I don't prophetize anybody at the beginning. I go for an Oniki because the Oniki, you can save the most amount of value you can get because you're going to be a very bankrupt nation. Because the Oniki cost is a very expensive mage, and so it has a very high gold cost per year. If I recall, it's trying to recall.
It's 100. It's 100 or something like that. It's a lot.
Yeah, you can click on morale and you can find out how much it costs.
Oh, it's under morale. Oh, okay. Yeah, 360 or worse.
Yeah. Yes. Even sacred, so it has a half upkeep cost already.
Yeah. No, they're fiendishly expensive.
So the major mages for EA Xibalba is of course going to be the Oniki. The Oniki will be your late game absolute monsters, but you can get a lot of them because you can also summon them.
And if I can just jump in, this is one of the big, at least when I look at the nation, this is one of the big draws to the nation. Like, this unit is just incredible. Like, you get 3 death, it gives you the best death in the age, 3 blood, best blood in the age, and I think when they did the national charts, he literally is the best mage in both death and blood age-wise. He can get nature and fire, whichever sorted uses. He can get a 5 path occasionally, which it's not that rare, and when he gets it, it's incredible. And I think he's also got just a whole bunch of resorted useful abilities, and he summons sacreds.
Also the free bats, yeah. The free sacreds every turn is pretty massive.
So this guy's definitely one of the draws to the nation. Like, if you want, like, you get this recruitable flying super combatant, researcher, recruiter, site search, like, he does everything.
The only problem is the twice born. He's really expensive.
You can't twice born. He's a demon. I've tried.
He's a demon. That's right. Yeah.
The only way to twice born the guy is if you use like transformation, turn him nature, and then you twice spawn the transformation. But that's like,
oh god, at that point you're sinking so many gems into what you can just count as a summon. Honestly, because at late game you're going to be summoning them every turn. It's 111 blood slaves, if I recall.
Yeah, it's about 100. We'll call it around 100. It's a bit more than that, but it's 100 slaves for one of these late game. I think they lose like 1 death and 1 blood when you do the summon, but they're still pretty good.
No, the only difference between the summon is it's holy 1 only instead. And instead of having 2 randoms, it only has 1 random. So you cannot get that 10% random. It drops that, and then it has only that 100% random. So theoretically, this is the better mage.
Yeah, but at Blood 7, they're still incredible though, because if you compare them like to Marignon's Angels and everything like that, these things are completely insane as blood summons.
I'd still probably take Marignon's Assassin Angels over this thing any day, but that's just a cancer summon. This at least is an actual, like, in a battlefield, is a lot more useful. It's just not a super combatant. It is a lead a Sabbath unit.
I wouldn't say it's not super combatant. You give it invulnerability. It can't wipe an army because it doesn't have resists, but it can defeat an indefinite number of troops, pretty much, once you get to 5.
Oh, well, yeah, once you get to 5, once you can get, once you can do the souls and things like that, yeah. Also, it's stealthy. That is
being stealthy is just brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. For the overview, the Oniki is going to be your major cat. I'll be honest, I really don't get the Akin Elk, which is the other
So I can speak a
I'll
bit
get
to
him
this,
until I
but
get
I think we'll
Earth
say
2.
we'll go over these when we do like the commander overview. I think for now, let's just focus on like the big draws to the nation. I think, and I think the Onaki alone is good enough that he's like that unit alone is a draw to the nation.
Honestly, the draw to this nation, I'd say, is blood. I'd say the strongest blood power. It's up there with
Mictlan
Mictlan.
and yeah, Mictlan. I think Mictlan's probably a little stronger just because they can commit a little harder into the sacreds. They just convert a little easier. But this
they
is
have the
still
same
good.
summoning pool too.
But Mictlan gets banned, and people rush Mictlan because they hate Mictlan.
Also, Mictlan has the funky troops, but also Xibalba also has the really funky troops.
Oh, Xibalba has some weird shit. So although we've got the EA Xibalba on the screen, I think we'll briefly glance over MA and late age Xibalba. So the big difference is MA Xibalba has a bunch of frogs and like a troop roster. And it has, I believe, a recruit anywhere lab only mage. Is that right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, but they have actual amphibious recruits too. For a E1.
Oh, that's right. They have full water access.
One.
No,
yes,
you're
they have an
right.
actual underwater only fucking recruits too, but those aren't really that important to MA.
And then
most times there's somebody in the pond.
And if you jump over to LA, then LA gets you get like some frog sacreds, which are actually pretty strong. You lose a lot of
milks. Yeah, they're like half giants.
Like,
they're not quite as good as giants.
The LA Xibalba is weird because LA Xibalba kinda is worse in every way than the other Xibalbas. Like, yeah, you get like a water earth as your big cap only, and it's kind of mid compared to what you get EA and MA. You recruit anywhere requires a temple and a lab, which is kind of mid. But though having like all the natural mechanics of Xibalba, the stealth, the water access, the blood summons, the flying, they all really get to shine in the late age when most nations are like slow and deathbally. And late age, you sort of retain your identity as this really annoying elfy jumpy nation. So I think LA is like, I think the units are weak at LA, like relative to the average LA roster, but the abilities line up. Would that be a fair way of describing it?
I'd also say LA, is also kind of gets fucked on the end because it is not able to summon most of its national summons. So it has all of them.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, you have no fire access. You can't get the fire. You can't get the fire blood. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the fire blood, which it needs to do for its Aussies, which is what Xibalba is known for being scary for its summons. Is its Aussies, not really the sacred scorpions, which are also very scary, but not as scary and massable as the Reign of Cats.
Yeah, the Onakis are the classic unit for Xibalba, I think, and EA Xibalba. That's the other big. It's not the Onaki, the Jaguars, and they're a can I get them up on the screen? I don't know. Is there a summons description? No, I have to.
I wish there was. No, they're size 4, 3 attacks. They're Ocelotls.
1 second.
1 bite, okay. 2 claws.
Let me just get the wiki up then real quick. Sorry. Just give me 30 seconds, get the mod inspector, and I just want to put it up on the screen so everyone can see what an Onaki is. Because it's kind of not an Onaki. I keep saying the wrong one. Sorry.
Ocelotl. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I know. This is just for the anyone who's viewing who might not know what the unit is. How do you spell that? OX. No.
The Ocelotl is OZ.
Oh, OZ.
LOTL. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to continue.
That's why it's Ozzy, kind of like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. So is that on the screen now? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Ocelotl. It's got 3 attacks, so it carries a bless fantastically. The base damage is actually pretty high for all of them. On top of that, because it's a demon.
Not bad attack skill either, honestly.
Oh, stats are fine. Yeah, attack is fine. It's actually got quite a lot of hit points, so it can absorb a hit. Good magic resist, never outs. And good map moves, so you can fly around with, incredibly far with these. You put them with another squad and it can easily fly 3-4 tiles. They're not stealthy, which is unlike the rest of the roster, which can suck. But because they come in around Blood 4, you get, I think, Reign of Blood at Blood 4 too. Not Reign of Blood, what's the, you get the blood...
Oh, the demon one? The
one that gives them all demons plus 4 strength. So when you get access to these, you also have access to the spell that just gives them plus 4 strength, which means they're hitting at 22, 20, 20, and that's before you count the bless. And they're sacred and they carry, and these are...
Bloodlust is the name.
Bloodlust. So if you think of it that way, they've got 22 and 220 damage attacks before you have the Bless. And these are flying, blessable monsters, and you can mass them on Xibalba.
Yeah, the only problem is late game when anti-demon tech comes up. Like the Sacred Water where they take double damage. But at that point, you should have solutions for that.
Yeah, and I think this is I'd say this is the other main reason people play the Nation. So I think you don't get access to these MA and LA. This requires Fireblood, and that's why the lack of fire is so brutal late age. Because late age, you don't have natural fire access, so you have to get it either via the Pretender or one of your random heroes or Sight. So you can't rely on these in your builds. And that's why EA is defined by basically EA's Xibalba is defined by this unit. Well, this unit and this unit
honor keys, yeah.
and the honor keys. All right, so let's go through the commanders now because we've got some time. So let's start with the basic command of the
Batab, yeah.
And
the Batab is on. It's
also
scout, which is really weird.
It's a forest cave recruit as well. It's a weird scout. Yeah, I'll let you jump into that more because you're right. It is strange.
Yeah, they have I don't know. It's a scout that also leads an actual army. Like 75 units is not bad. For bats, that's more than enough to conquer any province you run into, except for like Jade Maidens. Like Amazon's heavy cab, which you shouldn't run into very much in the EA. And honestly, other than that, though, like 75 is enough. Like these are good enough commanders for you. Then they're wreck anywhere if it's in the forest or caves, which you should be in the caves, so you should be able to get them any province.
So I'll go a step further than that, which is I love these units because these are. Oh, I should mention these appear in all three ages. Same unit, same gold cost, same stats, if I'm not mistaken, same everything. Same.
Yeah, they're literally identical, copy paste.
Yep. So they're copy paste across the ages. You get them in all ages. You start with this instead of a scout, which is important because it's a commander. So you actually start with essentially two commanders. And that does come up. So in all ages that is relevant, and the fact that you can recruit them anywhere from any cave. Firstly, it gives you massive scout access, and they're obviously flying, so you just get your scouts everywhere really fast. And two, the fact that they can lead lets you do all sorts of crazy stuff in expansion. Like the fact that you've got your flying commands, you can recruit 2 tiles away and then shuffle them over and go back and forth. You can really misbehave with this unit. Like you do pay more than you do for a regular scout by paying 60 instead of 35. But I think it's fair to say the recruit anywhere utility, the flying utility, and the fact that he's usually moving 2 tiles, all those come up. And the fact he can actually lead troops, those all come up quite a lot.
Also, he's got mountain survival. I don't want to hop in. Not mountain. Forest survival, if I recall, is what the moose is. Which is also very big because it makes it so forests are cheaper to fly through.
It also can. I thought you didn't have to pay extra for flying through forest, anyways. It comes up when you've got like jags. When you're regular jaguars, regular forest troops. I think I'm pretty sure you don't pay the cost when you're flying over it, do you?
I believe it is moved to. Oh god, now I gotta pull it.
I know it's a penalty, but flyers have some weird behaviors.
Yeah, flyers have a lot of weird.
What I will say though is, this comes up in a very specific case that Arco is actually raised. So many thanks to Arco, and that is going through regular forests. So if you've got not regular forests, if you've got nature summons attached, so there are some weird side circumstances where you get like nature summons in Xibalba. And the reason you do that is to ground the troops, so you use their regular move rather than their flying move. And there's a couple of complicated reasons why you do that. Basically, it's to avoid cave movement penalties. And the forest survival can come up in those circumstances because you don't get the penalty there. And then the summon troops don't have forest survival too, so you have them on the whole stack. Overly weird nonsense, so my apologies for being confusing, but I figured I'd mention that too. Because it does come up, but occasionally I think is fair.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, but it does come up if you want to do move like Long Dead or the Toads.
The one other thing I'll mention is you are paying 48 gold a year in upkeep for these. They're not free. Like, they're not expensive, and you want lots of them, and they're scouts, but you do actually notice the upkeep cost, I think. Well, to be more accurate, you're going to have 20 of them. That's why you notice the upkeep cost. Like, it's a decent amount of upkeep given how many you get. So let's jump over to the next unit, the Scorpion Trainer, I guess. So this is the Scorp Trainer. He is personally, he's my favorite. I would say he's my favorite commander in the roster. I think he's got even more utility than the last one. He's cap only. He's just, and I'll let again Ozero start because he's the expert. But then I'll go over my like weird newer player take.
I'll be honest. I really don't know. I never understood why he got super into this evolvement trainer of all the like wonderful commanders this nation has.
Well, I'll go over
the Oddkin Elk is like if I had a go-to commander, it'd be the Oddkin Elk, which we'll go over in two commanders. But
we'll go over the. I'll go over the. The guy's got like two fun aspects to him that makes him three.
The extra 4 map move is what you like.
The extra 4 map move is huge. It turns out that being able to move an extra tile in all sorts of scenarios is massive because he doesn't cost that much. If you're recruiting commanders from the cap anyway, you're paying 25 gold and you're getting a guy that can move an extra tile every now and then. And that comes up. Like, just being able to shuffle this guy around and take one less turn is relevant. He can lead a bunch of scorpions. Oddly enough, Beastmaster doesn't come up much. The reason is your scorpions have pretty good morale always. So yeah, when you're leading armies and fighting players, this comes up occasionally, but it's a pretty mediocre. It doesn't really occur very often.
Yeah.
100 leadership
also,
low.
Like the only thing that like if you ever have that many scorpions is mainly if it's gonna be the mindless ones who already are mindless. They don't need the extra morale.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen
you
hundreds of evolvement scorpions. Like that is 10 turns.
Well, it's 15 a turn. You can stack them up. It's 15 a turn. You can stack them up pretty quickly, but I agree. I think they have like 12, 13 morale anyway, so this just doesn't come up. But the magic leadership 100, that comes up with all the mindless scorpions. And very, very briefly, I'm just going to jump to one of the scorpions now to show you the one that's useful with. This guy. And the reason, for about 3 reasons. Firstly, he is a size 1 unit. Have you ever used these, Zero?
As lance catchers, that's really it for heavy cap provinces.
So if you want to harass something down, they're size 1. Like, these are the most annoying harass unit in the game simply because they're free. They cost like nothing. You can get them from any fort. They have 1 hit point, so they die instantly. They do not break through armor. They just attack and fail. So they don't do damage, right? Like, we can all agree these things don't kill anything ever. Agreed?
Yeah, I don't think if you ever get a kill on these things, I don't know what you're fighting.
But they can harass. They can give you harass penalty to obviously knock elves down and things like that. The real thing about these things is they're 1 gold. So you can mass them and be really annoying and bog things up. And the super annoying thing is if you look at their precision, they have 0.3 patrol. So you're getting 3 patrol strength for every 10 gold. That's not bad. Like, if you...
Yeah, for patrolling, but like, which is actually better than your...
Oh, it's better than...
bats.
It's better than most nations. Like, 3 patrol for 10 gold is not bad. Well, it's the way I see it. Because I know you often use summons and things to patrol, but most nations don't get ratios that good. So it just... I think that's the other use of the Scorpion Trainer. They give you these wonderful armies of patrol chaff of those crappy Scorpions. Because I don't want to go over the little Scorpion just yet. I just sort of jumped there because I think that unit is like intrinsically tied to this unit. Like they're kind of the same unit. Well, you know what? They overlap. You never build the little Scorpions without these guys.
Well, you don't really have anybody else that can lead a bunch of those small Scorpions.
They can like get 20 or so. They'll carry a couple, but
yeah, a couple, but like not enough to actually do anything with.
Well, lance catch, but yeah, other than lance catch, yes.
Yeah, other than the lance catch, yeah, you're not going to be able to patrol with them. You can't even really bring like a mass of them to an army without Scorpion trainers.
Yeah. So let's go on to the next unit, the Agile. So I believe Scorpion Trainer is EA only. The Scorpions are an EA national specific. Again, MA and Late Age have essentially frogs. Without going into too much detail, I just want to get them out of the way now. The frogs are basically medium infantry light thugs. Is that a fair way of describing them?
Yeah. And then I'd say the sacred ones are like they're mini giants. They're not quite giants because they're normally size 4. They're like this awkward place where they're not big, they're not small, and this really awkward size category.
They're very good at crush. The best way, I think, the way I would look at them is like they're mini giants. They're very good at crushing through smaller things, but they don't take like the regen blessers the way giants do. So they have sort of the damage of giants, but not the defense. And they have kind of the defense of it. It's like they've got the defense of like light elves and the damage of giants almost, but not the HP.
They don't really hit above their weight class either, though. That is like how giants will always hit above their weight class. The frogs will not hit up. They hit their weight class. They aren't swinging above their weight class because but they do have magic blades. For one thing, all the Xibalban cap sacreds always have magic blades in all the ages, which is convenient.
Oh, absolutely. So let's jump on to the next one, the Adral, which is your flying priest commander. So they get the +1 squad bonus. Obviously, they can bless. Obviously, and they have 20 map move. Anything else that's special about these, or just standard priest commander?
No, these are the people. These are like the standard people I have leading parties, just because it does cost more, but also they cost the same as upkeep basically because they're sacred. And they only cost 1 recruitment point still. They're not the more expensive version who have even better leadership and are holy 2. These guys have 20 map move, unlike the old versions.
I should mention one minor aside though. If you use these guys to lead a party, there are 2 stats you should keep in mind with your positioning: 7 hit points, 0 protection.
Oh yeah, it does make positioning a little bit more important, like because 1 arrow can just fuck your entire expansion.
I mean, I think these guys are best for sort of... They're designed to lead armies against players. You might put them in an expansion party looking to convert it over, but they cost, 80 more gold than the other ones. They don't cost more CPs, but it's you could spend... Xibalba can always spend its goals, and that 80 gold could be like 10 bats. So I think these guys really... They're kind of setting up for player armies, even if they're not necessarily immediately used in a player army. Like, these aren't really your anti-indie troops, these are your anti-player troops. These are your anti-player commanders.
Yeah, because they actually give morale. Because your bats have terrible morale. That is... your bats are very...
Yeah, it's like, what, 9? Yeah, 9 and like 10 on these, I think.
It's 10.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, 9, 11... I mean, yeah, but that's sacreds. Yeah, 9 to 11.
Yes, sacreds don't really count for bad morale. I think all sacreds have good morale, basically.
Yeah. And let's jump on to the Ajor Khan Ek, which I think you said was your favourite.
Yes. If I had to pick a unit, because this is going to be your main dude leading your armies. So he leads armies. The only small issue with him is he's old, and he does cost 2 recruitment points, but he's still got 20 map move. Holy 2 is so much bigger for his blessing, so he actually can fully bless the squads. +2, he can actually have 4 squads instead of 3 squads, and he's still stealthy. So I just prefer, but he is expensive. Let's be clear. This is an expensive, dude, but he is very nice for leading sacred parties for actual player wars.
Yeah, he's definitely the +2, and he's definitely very nice against players. Like, obviously, he's not your H3 commander. He's not a god, so he can't bless everything. But because he's Holy 2, he's very good at sort of blessing huge swaths of troops all at once. I'll be honest, I never really got into this troop that much. Obviously, you need him when you've got lots and lots of sacred parties. But I never really used those massive squads, so... I mean, I should elaborate now. Ozero uses variations on what I would call classic Xibalban expansion, and I do what I would call crazy gladiator style expansion. Would that be a fair way to...
I'd call it jank expansion.
Yeah, jank is accurate, yeah.
It works very effectively.
Oh, but it's so janky. They're going to patch it out some points.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised it still works as well as it does. It works very effectively for the amount of losses you get.
This guy is very good at leading in regular expansion. So if you're not doing janky strats, this works well. Alright. And obviously, as I said, it blesses sacred, leads units well. And +2 morale for squads means even if you go 5 squads, he's still +1 morale. He's just fantastic.
Oh, we should cover that all Xibalba is they're cold-blooded. That is a major downside of this nation.
The way you play it is a downside. Makes no difference the way I play it. But yeah, it's...
Yeah, God.
No, it turns out that basically they get all those nasty cold-blooded penalties when they attack cold nations. So they get, they get essentially a ton of fatigue. Isn't it? It's just fatigue.
Yeah, it's encumbrance, fatigue. That's really it. But it's just the encumbrance. It makes people fall asleep way
Oh,
faster.
it sucks, yeah.
But also, yeah, it doesn't matter if you have cold resistance, though. If you have cold resistance 10, Cold-blooded does not affect you.
Yeah, it just negates it. But it's difficult because Xibalba's always... Just to
A
double
hot
back
nation.
on that, it's not just it's a hot nation. Xibalba really wants powerful blesses. So if you go for those resists, you're not going for something else. And there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are really, really strong on the nation, like that are expensive, like quickness.
And yeah, you have no water access naturally, so you're not even able to cast quickness on your
No,
autos.
you got to pretender it.
Or find Jade Maidens, but then you're
All
already
right,
set if you
but
get the Jade Maidens.
then you got to hope to get that. But yeah, so the cold blooded is absolutely it stings. So let's go over to the. This is going to take hours just for the overview. Great. No, this is fun though.
No, it's not bad, honestly.
No, it's good. So let's jump onto the Arnacom.
My favorite blood searcher.
Oh, I hate these guys. You're a monster.
Really, I love massing these guys in my forge.
I just see creates unrest 2, and I'm just like, no. I understand it's 2.
Well,
Your
the
blood hunting is
Onyx
not
creates
much, but
unrest 5.
wait, we have a creates unrest 5.
Yeah, I think so.
He's 3, I think,
And
isn't he?
5?
He's
It's
3.
3?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
3.
he's an 800 gold cap only Sacred
and
2
also
mage.
there's an 800
This
gold-
guy's like spam him out and just blow up your lands. So
Yeah.
no, it's so he's a blood hunter, obviously, just doubling back. And he
the
obviously.
cheapest blood hunter in the game. Let's take a note on that.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
So if you take it as he's a sacred, yeah, he only costs. He's very cheap. Click on him around.
All right, he's got no upkeep
almost-
because he's sacred.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
his upkeep's 38 a year, and let's say we had
Which
another.
is less than the Batab.
Well, it's a bit more than that because the unrest is de facto upkeep. But yeah, you're right. He costs very little. No, you're right. He's probably the cheapest in the game. But the unrest makes it
He
weird.
counts as a blood 2 base because he also got better blood surge.
Yes, and this is the next mechanic that we should go on to, really, which is why Xibalba's so good at blood. You don't just have good blood access, all your guys get +1 blood for the point of blood hunting, so you get lots and lots of blood, like really fast. I think Arco, although I'm not sure if he was telling the truth or if he was exaggerating a little, he posted on one of the threads that he got that you could consistently get like 500 slaves per turn by like turn 40-ish. That seems a little early to me, but you can absolutely, turn 40, 50, you're easily pulling 300 comfortably. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also Arco's Arc.
Yeah, Arco's
Arc.
Arco.
Replicate how? Yeah, exactly. I'll never be able to replicate what that man does. So,
Yeah.
I trust his numbers. I normally.
I know, you can get to-
normally sitting at like 200 to 300.
Oh, no,
So I'm
you
comfortable
definitely
sitting
can
by
get
end
to the
of the year.
500 mark, because I've gotten around that in one of my games, but you kind of have to tank your research to get there. Like, you can get to 300 and still actually have a research core behind you.
It also really just matters if you're willing to put all your forts right next to each other. You can really mass these blood ones, and then just get them rods, and then absolutely start your blood eco really early.
Yeah, I mean, you need Con 5, but yeah, the fact that when you get to Con 5, these guys act as blood 3 searchers, or if you can give them Con 7, the bloody, the knife, you have a recruitable sacred blood 4. Like, they get out of
honestly,
hand
you can
fast.
also make them. If you're willing to put some gems into them, you could also make them the bloody chest, but also that costs 10
The bloody-
nature gems plus another 20.
Oh, the chest plate,
15
yeah.
slaves. Yeah, the chest plate.
Yeah, that's all right. But I've always thought if you're going down that route, you might want to make. You're often better off doing the big ones with the Onarchy. So you empower up one Onarchy to blood 5, and you get a good random, and then you just make the chest and the artifact, just because they don't attach, and that you can shuffle them around them when you need them.
Yeah, I normally just stick with the rods on these guys, but you always have the option of going further.
Yeah,
I do like sticking the thorns, the thorny chest on the Onarchy because it is a nature blood booster.
But on these little ones, though, you're right. It's just usually these ones, because you can die in blood hunting. Just give them the rods and just watch them crew. So you use them a little more than I do. Uninspiring. I don't think that will come up often. I guess.
They only have 10. They only have got 10 leadership, so
I guess if you have bodyguards, uninspiring means your bodyguards just route you off in assassinations occasionally. If you get a event, if you blood hunting.
Which I do like giving them 2 bodyguards. I only give them 2 of the warriors because the warriors have bodyguard skills, which we can cover later.
Yeah. So we'll give. Yeah, you give them a few bodyguards. I usually give 5, but it's the same basic point. You give them a couple so you don't blood hunt. Because they die on their own. I guess you can give them a gem or two as well. So I guess it might be worth just to leave them holding a gem if you have all the time to micro, just so that if they get rushed in the event, you summon imps. But who's got time for that?
God, that'd be a long ass turn.
Yeah. Well, no, you have to do it. It's not one turn. It's every time that you use the gem,
every
you've got to
time
redo it.
it happens,
Every time you get a new one, you've got to give them a gem. And when you want to start going into war, you have to ungem them all one by one.
Well, no, I'd still want them to have gems for the war, because then they could just...
Well, summon
honestly,
some.
for the war, I'd do that, but then I have to rename them all.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, during wars, I rename every single one of my bats. It's a very long process, but I rename them all for what number for slaves they are, what number master they are. It does also expose the strategy, but it makes it so I can just scroll through the army and see how big of a Sabbath I have.
You see, you name your things for better points than I have. In our game, I named my units, I expanded blind turn 1. Just so if he made the Hall of Fame, I could rub it in everyone's face. And just so happened it did make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you got 2 of those bastards in the Hall of Fame. I did see that.
Was it 2 or 3? No, I got 3, but I forgot to rename the third, which really annoyed me. It's like the one that I forgot to rename.
What happened with the third guy? Oh, well, he doesn't count. He's not renamed.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so let's jump on to the next unit now, which is the Chilean. This is an interesting unit. I don't know what to think on this, so I'll let you start off, because this unit has got really mixed feelings from me.
I like getting like 3 or 4 of them kind of early. A, for Fortune Teller, because as you know, I'm notorious for terrible scales.
I mean, the nation is notorious for terrible scales. Most people go hell scales in Xibalba. You play the way the nation is supposed to be played. And I'll just to reiterate, Erzero plays the nation properly. He plays Xibalba the way that everyone thinks is the correct way to play Xibalba. I play Xibalba with this crazy idea that you can play scales on a nation with no troops.
They're also very janky expansion.
Hey, effective janky expansion, but yeah. The classic way to play Xibalba is fairly deep hell scales. So I don't think you usually dump everything, but you usually, probably 3 or 4 off minimum scale? I don't know, maybe 5 or 3 to 6?
Yeah, I normally have one positive, and then 6 negatives is what I'm going for normally.
Yeah, so pretty deep. So you usually get, a double or triple big incarnate. I think it's usually played awake. You can play dormant if you're feeling gutsy. But then you have to nail expansion.
You have to nail expand. You have to have full trusting expand. Which expansion is not super hard with bats, but
I disagree. I would say it's finicky with bats. The problem isn't that it's hard. It's that if you make a mistake, if you have one party and you get your numbers off by 2, you're gonna lose 40 bats and kill nothing.
Also, if you just don't get lucky, no one lands in the back, no one lands in the proper places. All your bats are dead.
Hey, that's why I jank expand. That's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
No, but that's
all your bats die every expansion.
Yeah, I have 100% attrition. So it's but that's the. We'll double back to that later. I think when we go over the bats, because that's the whole thing. So back to the Chilean. Okay. So the Fortune Teller, hell scales, Fortune Teller, good.
Also, the crosspaths of Earth and Death. 1 is very important to summon the sacred for this nation, one of the sacred summons, which is the...
I thought it was Earth only, the Sacred Scorpion.
For Sacred Scorpion? No, it is Earth Death. The Chilean is the only guy that can summon them. Except for the
Sacred Scorpion. There we go. Let's just bring it over into the screen. So this is the Sacred Scorpion. So this is the...
It's a 2-gem summon, which is really weird, but it's really good.
Oh, yeah. So I always thought this was that was AN Scorpion Tail, but it's actually just ARP. It's just ARP damage. So it's just AN poison.
Okay, that's what it was.
So it's what I think are the pincers ARP? I'm not sure they are. Are they? I can never remember.
The pincers?
The Scorpion Tail is not.
Pincers are AP.
So it's all AP. So you get 3 AP attacks, and that does an AN Death Poison. And the AN Death Poison kills things. Well, they've got lots of HP. I actually haven't made that many of these in combat, and they're one of the most popular units, so I think you should go over why the Sacred Scorpion's so good, because I won't do it justice.
That is a lot of protection to get through in EA ages. Good luck, other than Giants or Berserkers. That's a lot of protection with a lot of HP behind it. It doesn't have. It's just a massive wall of HP with a solid bless behind this thing. It just sits there and holds forts or holds your front line. This is the #1 frontliner for you. And for a 2-gem summon that is massable, it is really effective. It is under discipline, so normally you have to put it behind your mages so that you can point buff it as it's going across, like getting Moss Body on this thing. Anything is huge. Just to make this thing even tankier. Or regen. Regen's huge.
It's got 8 eyes in case you use eye loss on it.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's almost as bad as Angels. Trying to eye loss an Angel. Takes ages.
But I think the other thing that I noticed about the troop that makes it really interesting. Well, 2 things. Number 1, 3 attacks on a sacred. So this thing carries bless as well, because any sort of damage bless is going to get tripled up. So rather than 1 attack, you get 3 attacks, which is huge. And if you have quickness, then you get 6 attacks per round. So it gives you a ton of attacks. And the second thing is it gives you death poison, which is really, really, really handy against stuff that you can't otherwise kill. So if you have anything that you want to do chip damage against, you give it death poison, it just dies.
Yeah. Also, it's going to be a lot of death because like the problem is only 1 fits per square, but a bat also fits in the square with him, which hopefully would be another sacred bat because the sacred bats swing hard.
And we're talking
all your sacreds hit really hard in this.
And we're talking from the Xibalba perspective. Let's look at the opposing nation perspective. If you've got this, like, I don't know, this powerful Titan pretender, and your opponent's just walking around with sacred scorpions that sort of scattered around their armies, you really don't want to have to spend one of your items giving it poison resist, and even then you're not going to get enough to stop it. Like, these things can just randomly kill
the
someone.
Poison Ring, I think, could do it. If I'd have to.
It gives, like, I think it only gives 15 now. Like, it doesn't give you enough. It doesn't give enough to. It will give enough to stop the death poison being lethal.
Instant killing.
But it's still going to bleed you. Like, you've still got arm-piercing attacks. You still have death poison. You still probably have to commit an item against it when Xibalba's got other sacreds that you can have.
There you go. Snake Ring is 30 poison.
Oh, okay. It negates the tail then.
Yeah. But you are still dedicating an item, assuming it's not on your bless or anything else. Like, even a bless is not going to cover that much.
Oh, it's 30. Yeah, 35 is not. You're right. It has to be an item, not the bless. But it does mean it punches through thugs. It punches through a lot of things that you couldn't otherwise. It's just...
Elves get fucked.
Yeah. This is, as you said, on a big, tanky defensive body that will take a while to kill. And this just means... if you have a while, it's going to kill you if it pings you once, which is great.
The best part about this is that like this EA Xibalba is notoriously a rush target, but also weirdly is very good in its matchups. Like EA Abyssia, because Sacred Scorpions trade really well into their cap-only Sacreds.
Yeah, Abyssia is a strange matchup with Xibalba, because they have the Death Ball, but your Scorpions mean they can't really take your forts. And you have, meanwhile, bats everywhere. So although you may not be able to fight the Death Ball, you can kind of kill everything else.
I'll be honest, I think you can kill the Death Ball, even if they rush you, because like Aussies will punch through their Sacreds, Sacred Scorpions punch through their Sacreds, the fucking Abyssian, the Obsidian Guard will also hit through their Sacreds.
Let's just get back up, sorry, yep. Yeah.
Their Sacreds, I think, only have 20, like, which is a lot for EA. They have a lot of protection for EA, but EA Xibalba just hits hard and has a lot of sacreds, so they can just put the bless.
And the other thing I'll mention about the Sacred Scorpion, which is just as the final side that we'll say briefly, this is a great emergency button. Like the fact they're 2 gems, the fact you can get them in forts. When you're in trouble, just say, right, spam out as many Scorpions as I can. It turns out they are very good fort defenders, and they're a very scary emergency button that not all nations have. So if something's going wrong, you can just say, right, hit that Scorpion button.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's good on its own as well. You don't have to do it just in emergency. But it's a nice emergency button to have. So that's one of the great... So the Chilean can summon that thing, which is... Yeah, you're right, it's Death Earth, which is huge. Otherwise, any other particular draws to the Chilean that you thought of?
Honestly, no. That's the only reason why I get the Chilean is for fortune telling and summoning Sacred Scorpions.
I mean,
other than that,
yeah. The other thing that's
it doesn't really have anything else going for it.
But I mean, it's flying stealth Earth. So at the end of the day, if you give it a piece of armor, you can iron skin it. It is iron skinnable when you get to like Alt 3. And although not great, if you give it iron skin and like a black steel plate, that's going to give it what? 23 protection? Like that's raid quality. That's raid quality at that point.
Yeah, problem is only 7 HP though. So
yeah. Oh, he's not.
The plate would give him more.
I mean, if you give him full black steel, that's what 24 plus half 13 rough. It's about 31 pro. He's gonna. If you spend the 15 gems, give him full black steel, and I don't know, a frost brand, so spend 20 gems. He's gonna be. I won't say he's a good thug, but he's like he can raid small amounts of PD. Now, obviously, Xibalba's got a little. I think the problem with that though is Xibalba's got so many good ways of doing that. You don't need this guy to do that.
Yeah, that's just a lot of gems invested into
something that it gives you no.
Thug, like it's a lot.
It's not giving your nation any versatility. Yeah, because your nation can already do that. And I guess he's got Earth 1 as well, which is, to be blunt, Earth 1 access is always nice, EA, simply because GSS. It's just nice to be able to make them.
Oh yeah. Anti-fucking Titans. Anti-Giants.
Yeah, so this guy is... I think he's like your utility summon. He's not... You make quite a lot of these over the course of the game. You'll sort of cycle in and out of making them, but then he's sort of never bad, never great, but he's got a lot of like sideways utility.
Yeah, problem is he can't join the Savage, so this is not a mage that can go into your massive Savage late game. So that's why I don't like massing them.
Oh, he can also bless your stuff, which it does come up.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting just how many little things this unit has on it. But you're right.
Well, this whole nation is just a bunch of little toolkits. Just a bunch of very niche things you need to use.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump on from the... Oh, I forgot. He's cave recruitment. So if you put a lab in a temple in a cave, you can recruit these guys anywhere. The issue with that, and I'm not sure if... Because I actually was considering doing it in a few games, is, you know, if they walk on the temple dies. If you put a fort on the tile, right? Forts are what? 1,000? Are they 1,000 or 1,200? I can't remember.
1,000.
So it's 1,000 and then what? 800 for... Is it 600 or 800 a second? 600 probably.
It's 600 and 300.
Yeah. So it's 1,600 to give you a tier 2
So it'd be 1,900 total. Because 600 for a lab, 300 for the temple.
Yeah, so the issue is if you don't fort it, right? You're not actually gaining many CPs over just building a fort on top of it anyways. So if you go 2 labs, 2 temples, as opposed to lab, temple, fort, it turns out you get out the same amount of CPs. So, although it's nice and it might get you a few turns recruitment, I'm not certain you want to be lab templing everywhere. Like, it doesn't save you much gold and it makes you much more vulnerable.
Also, it's just it's pretty convenient just to fort every single cave province anyways, because that's a lot of bats.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, you get 10% gold bonus, I think, on underground forts, so you do want it.
15%. Yeah,
oh, 15%.
15% of everything.
Yeah, so it is nice to have a few forts underground, and it is handy. But yeah, so if you do these just in the lab temple, just be aware, it's not really that gold efficient to just leave lab and temple. Although you can recruit from them, you often do want to fort it, I think. So the Arkin, what do you think? This guy is fort only? And I have opinions on this.
Honestly, I don't really recruit this guy. Maybe he'll get like 1 or 2, hope for a blood random. But other than that, no.
I 180'd on this unit. I love
this is the mage I don't get. If I had to say like one mage I'd drop from the roster, it would be this guy.
Oh, I love this guy. So this is our first point of real contrast. So the first thing about him that I like is he's only 10 gold more than like some of the comparable things, and he's sacred.
Yeah, the Chilean. Yes. Yeah.
He gives you fire blood, which means he can summon Jags. So he is the cheap Jag summoner when you need to get a bunch of Jag summoners.
Probably he can only do 33% of them only can do it though. So.
Yeah, you need to get a bunch of them, and they're not as good researchers, although the morale was pretty cheap. But yeah, he's Jag summoners. He gives you fire. I think you get fire death otherwise. Actually, that's all he does. I was going to say he does lots of things. He summons Jaguars. That's it. You run this guy to increase the number of troops you have that can summon Jaguars because he's fairly cheap and he doesn't have that much upkeep. That's kind of it, isn't it? I don't know, I can't think of another reason to use this guy. I mean, I know what you mean by dropping him from the roster, but I think he fills a niche. the art its. Now we're getting into the good stuff. I think you've got
the
this.
value.
This is in every age, isn't he? This guy is in every age.
The it's not the it's the Kamazats is in every age.
I thought Aritz was in
bigger
every
one.
age too. He's EA in late age at least. Is he MA?
Oh, check.
I don't know.
I can pull up right now.
Yeah. It's saying he's at... Yeah, he existed. I don't know. Xibalba was annoying me.
It is called it's, but it's a frog and it is a.
No, it's different. MA is different. So he exists in EA and LA. Got it. Right. No, the MA one's different.
Yeah, then. Well, no, they have the Kamazats, who's the exact same. It's the same Kamazats.
Kamazotz is better. No, Kamazotz is like a better version of this. Kamazotz is a little different.
Yeah, no, that's the bigger version of this.
So actually, we'll go over the MA Kamazotz now, I guess, because we're not going to go over MA specifically. MA Kamazotz is Recruit Anywhere, which is huge, and it's got, I think it's an extra path and a random on top of this, isn't it? It's like an extra death and.
So it is a death. It is 2 death, 1 blood, and then a random of air, earth, or blood. But also, this cave only. It is cave or cap only. That is not anywhere.
I thought he was forest as well in MA.
No, the forest one is the way, which is a 2 nature, 1 blood.
I thought that was
a jaguar.
I thought that was late age. I thought MA they got Kamazotz.
Sadly, no.
Ah,
they're not that good.
Yeah, that would be completely OP. Still.
Yeah. But it is also it's not sacred. Same as EA. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not sacred.
Yeah, the Kamazotz is the bigger version, the old man version of the it's.
Yeah. I think we have Kamazotz EA too. Yeah, it's cap only here.
Yes.
Oh wait, MA. I know what it was. MA they were 2 RP, aren't they? Yeah, they only cost 2 RP MA. That's their gimmick.
Yes.
And EA they cost 4 RP. I think LA they cost 4 RP as well. No, LA they're 2 RP. So they're only 4 RP.
They're 2 RP, yeah.
So we'll go over that in a second. But the Aritz is like your baby Kamazotz, but he's only 2 RP, which is nice. And he obviously.
I like spamming these ones over the Kamazotz just because. In a Sabbath, the 1 extra death is not really going to matter, but these guys are way cheaper and way more massable. These guys are...
Completely agree. The Kamazotz have certain niche uses, because obviously having Death 3 is nice when you get the roll, but you get 2 of these guys for every Kamazotz, and that's just such a big difference.
Yeah, for more blood searches, but I really don't like searching for blood with these guys because they got better things to do, either research, crafting items for me, or site searching.
Alright. So that's these guys. They do everything: research, crafting, site search.
Oh, this is before we should cover this.
They give you
the only air access.
Yes. Oh, the Kamazotz too, but yeah, this is your air searcher. This guy is your air access. He gives you all your air fun. Is there anything you particularly want in air as Xibalba? Like obviously you search the air, you get the air. I don't think there's any particular draw to air, is there?
Oh god, what spells do you want? I can't really think of any.
Oh, actually no.
Spells.
You get the national spell. You get the national spells.
Oh, that's right. Gift of the Third Soul. Yes.
Yes, so Xibalba has some national spells.
Oh god, they got like 30 national spells. Oh god.
We'll just go over the main ones.
They're all very niche.
Oh, some aren't. I mean, Rain and Jaguars isn't niche. Jags are just great.
Yes, the shock spell. That is the one spell you want. The shock of the north, east, south, and west. But your pretender's gonna have to summon them. But they all are titans. They all are very powerful. So
we'll get to those summons in a bit. Let's go on to let's just keep blasting through because it's been like an hour already and we haven't even got through the commanders and we've got another 5 sections.
What? Oh, good. This
is going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
Again, we'll just do this. We'll do the overview as video 1. It'll just be a super long video and then we'll do an expansion like tomorrow or something. Well, not tomorrow. We'll find a good day. Find a day to do expansion.
We can find time to do expansion.
Yeah. Kamazotz. So we were just talking about this earlier. Yeah, as you said, he's just a better one than the other one. This one's just +1 death path. I think the other ages, they're slightly different, but yeah, they're just...
it's +1 death, but the other ages, they cost 2.
Oh, they lose
at random. They lose the...
Yeah. But he's just the big
mage. However, your randoms, I think they lose the death random. The other ages cannot become death 3. They're only death 2s.
They're slightly different in every age, but he's like your big generic mage generally. So you use, like again, often you want a few of these for niche purposes, but EA, the problem really is you've got better ways of going to high death. So like, the question really is why would you build Kamazotz when you've got the latter 2 options, which we'll get to in a second. That's the real problem. The problem with the Camazotz isn't he's bad. It's you've got the Arit, and then you've got the Onaki. And he sits.
And you also have the cap only one too.
Yeah.
You can also.
Oh, the Archean. Yeah, we'll go over him in a second. So the Archean. What do you feel about this guy?
I like to have a few of them because they roll. They can get your Earth 2, Fire 3.
No, Fire 2.
Oh, Fire 2. That's right. These are not the ones. But yeah, still Earth 2. That's the best.
Earth 2, Fire 2.
I roll them till I get Earth 2.
Earth. So they've got 3 rolls. They've got Fire 2, Death 2, Fire 2, Earth 2, and then Blood. So Blood is just obviously summons Jags. That's what they're there for.
Also Sabbaths.
Yeah. These are your site searches. I mean, these guys site search fantastically. They give you good fire site searching, good earth site searching, and
earth
good
boots, which goes to the hammers. That's
earth
like
boots into hammers. You're right. Yeah. These guys are just You want a few of them, but they're not sort of. They're expensive.
They're worse than the problem is that they're just worse than Onik.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is they're cap only, and you've got something really good to cap goals.
A much better mage, yeah.
Yeah. So these guys are great utility mages. They're great site searchers. I would say in the first 12 turns, you can make a few of these when you've got spare goals. But the problem really is once you get past, I don't know, let's say turn 20. So once you get past that sort of early game phase, they don't really serve that much of a role. Like, obviously, you still want around site searching, but there's no reason to really mass these guys. You've got, as you said, the Onaki is the one. Is that fair? Yeah. So now the Onaki, which we just covered earlier, we'll just go over him really briefly again. Guy is cracked. So he comes with bats, you can't assassinate him. And if he ever goes into the arena, the bats come in the arena, which is fucking hilarious. So I shouldn't swear on this.
Okay, first off, this is not the guy I send to the... Okay, so if I get a choice to send who I send to the arena... any of the hero. Have you seen any of the heroes of this nation? They all are bonkers.
Oh, the heroes will. Then we'll go over that very briefly. I think we'll go over that at the end in just national strengths and weaknesses. All the heroes of this nation. Actually, let's go over it now. National strengths. The heroes. They're all great.
If I recall,
they're all great. I think you have essentially you have the Holy Threes that summon like 18 sacreds of them, and then variations on Onaki, or variations on this guy. They're the 2 basic heroes, aren't they?
So the 2 multi-heroes we have is the Stabbing Demon, who is a automatic heart stab where it just kills you. Nothing stops it.
Oh right, he's an assassin on it. That's right. He's one of these, but he's an assassin. Yeah.
So there's 3. So there's 2 different variants of the assassin, but one of them is unique. One of them is not. So there's a death one, which is not unique. Then there's the earth one, which is the unique one. So there's the stabbing, the sweeping, the Judas, the pus, the skull, the bone, and that's it. And then there's the holics, which is like which are blood 1, fire 1, and they get 2 random, which is earth 2, blood 2, or fire 2. So it's blood 3, fire 3, or earth 2. Holy 3s that summon 2d6 of sun guides every single battle. They're absolute monsters.
And the 2d6 sun guides means no PD can withstand them. It just means they are the greatest. They are the most greatest raiders you can ever face. And obviously they're H3s. They can bless your entire army. They're just great.
Funny. I'd say that the best random any of the non-assassins are like really powerful, but they all have their niches. So the bone staff and skull staff work really well together. One's death 4 and has all your other paths in 1, and it's holy 3, and summons a bunch of random shit in a battle. It summons a long dead every single turn. At the start of battle, it also summons 1d6 long dead, 2 bats, and then also has a Dominion Attraction long dead archers, Dominion Attraction beast bats. So he has 2 Dominion Attractions. Oh god, these
so those are the
heroes on this nation are all this nation has, I'd say, the best heroes in EA, arguably, because the assassins are absolutely good luck. I don't like because the assassins come in when they go into battle. The assassins are going into battle with at least 4 beast bats, so it's 2 beast bats plus 2d6 beast bats, so up to fucking 14 bats in an
assassination. Yeah, you're not surviving that.
Yeah,
You know,
also,
that's the sort of thing that can
the
assassinate
dude has a
pretenders.
hard stab, which is he just needs to hit you. You can't even negate it. He just kills you.
I thought
It
Hot Stab was
is.
MR negates.
Is it on the?
It's something negates.
They did change it. Oh,
It's still
damn it.
deadly, but yeah. But yeah, just to double back to the Owner Keys, they're great. So obviously the Sacreds are some of the most broken, and they're variant to the Owner Keys. The Owner Keys, which really should tell you just how powerful the unit is. It's got Beast Bats, it summons Beast Bats every turn. It can roll up to Nature 2. Oh, actually, so 10% of, obviously, double random. But, you know, the paths it can roll are Fire, which is the worst, Blood 4, Nature 2, Death 4. Like, those are all fantastic, aren't they?
Honestly, the fire ones do have a use still. Like, don't talk down on the fire ones. The fire ones are the only ones that can cast a Rain of Jaguars.
The Fire ones can cast Rain of Jaguars, but at that point in the game, when you're looking at Rain of Jaguars, empowering up the little guys isn't so bad either. Like, they definitely can.
Probably need Blood 6. This is a massive fire.
It's just... Well, I mean, at that point in the game, though, you've got the construction items, so you really only need Blood 3. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But yeah, when you've got Blood... But yeah, you're right, the Fires can Rain of Jags late game. They've got some utility, but I think the money rolls are the Death 4, the Blood 4, the Nature 2. I think Nature 2 is the big money roll. Because Nature 2 also lets you summon crappy Jaguars, which are just 20 Nature Gems. I think you get 25 of them. And they're just... One second. Let me get them open. Because they are actually kind of interesting Sacreds. Yeah, just 2 attack Sacreds. So they're not great, but I mean, honestly...
They're stealthy, though.
Yeah, they're stealthy. They've got 2 attacks. You get 25 for 20 gems. They're not the worst.
They're 6, and then you can fit 3 of them per square, so you still get 6 attacks per
Yeah,
square.
yeah. So these obviously aren't your super main armies, but they're annoying.
Yeah.
Like
100 of them pop in your background. Oh, hello there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they can just pan out your army. Like, Xibalba's got no front line, so I'm just going to send this light front line and trap all their bats. Then you face, 60 Jaguars, and they just, have some sort of hellblast and murder you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Nature...
Even the quickness on them is just annoying. Like,
So
that is a fuck ton of attacks.
So the Nature 2 is the money roll early. In the mid-game, like, Death 4 is the money roll, because the extra Death path just makes everything cheaper. And, so when you cast things like Darkness, it's just nice. And Blood 4... It's okay. You've got some summons.
It's a great blood searcher.
It's a great blood searcher. That the real problem with these guys is they want to be doing too many things at once. They want to be sight searching. They want to be blood searching. They want to be leading armies. They want to be sitting in the middle of your dominion. You can't do all the things you want to do with these guys. You've just got to pick something and commit to it.
But we should also point out that these guys are not blood searcher but +1. They are blood searcher +2. So
Oh, they are?
count as a blood 5. Yes.
Yeah, okay. In that case, maybe you do occasionally blood search them just because they give you so much.
Yeah, so the blood rolls, they count as a blood 6 base without a rod, which they count as a blood 7. But then that's just with a rod, which these guys are probably worth it to give more than just a rod to.
So that's it for the commanders. Let's jump into the troops because... that's been...
Jesus.
Well,
We are at an... Oh my god, we are over an hour and we just finished with the commanders.
Yeah, spells playstyle pretenders won't take too long though. Like commanders, I think we've gone over a lot of the main stuff. So we've done the large scorpions, which are these are patrol chaff and harass chaff.
Yeah, the
giant
mindless magic beings.
Giant scorpions.
More mindless beings.
I see no reason for him to be in the roster. I think this guy's garbage.
These are just they don't lance camps as good because they cost me 5 times the amount of gold. They don't do 5 times the amount of shit.
I can't see any reason to pick this guy unless you think for some wacky reason you're against some sort of Armor Zero nonsense flagellant crap and this thing's going to be relevant. But honestly, in any practical game, don't make these. I actually think this could be moved from the roster for no cost.
If the sting's going to be relevant, if it already has like 0 armor, go with the other one because it still has 1 damage.
But he's only 5 gold, and it's capped at 1 damage. So, I mean, this is capped at 5. It's actually a flat cap, I believe. I don't know. I'm sure it says somewhere it can't be more than this. No? Oh, no, it's not capped. Is the 1 damage
no,
uncapped?
he only has 5 strength. These are just really weak dudes. Like, this guy only has 1 strength.
No, max 1 damage on the sting. I was thinking the wrong one.
Wow.
So he's max
that's
1.
fine. Even just 1 damage. Guess what? You only need 1 damage in the fucking Pierce of Flagellant timer.
And I should mention briefly on the Scorpions, if you want to try and do something wacky with using this chaff, you do get 10 to a tile. So if you randomly, I don't know, an Astral or something, you can give him Body Ethereal, you get 10 of them. That's not a normal mechanic. And I guess you do get 5 of these. But I don't see many worlds where you recruit this guy. Like, this is...
I'll be honest, yeah. Okay, they still die in 1 hit. They don't do
enough damage.
The same fucking poison. It's still a weak poison, right? Or no, do they have a better poison?
Maybe they could. Maybe if you've got Earth 2s and you give them Gift of Strength and you're up against Flagellants and the Flagellants have Achilles Bless. You know, it's like you need so many what ifs to make these guys good.
Wait, do they have a better poison?
5. Yes, 5 poison. So
it's the same poison.
No, it's
You're
not.
doing any
Is it?
on the poison.
I thought it was 1. I thought it was. Oh, you're right. It's 5 poison. No, but they actually do damage more often though because you have to get your damage through to get the poison on. So the poison will trigger more. But I agree. This guy is. I would say he's the least useful unit in the roster. You can envision a circumstance where you'd use him, but you have to envision it. You're not going to naturally use this guy.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever recruited the Giant Scorpion.
Yeah. I think I have. No, I haven't either. I've kept trying to envision a circumstance where I can use them, and I haven't found one.
They are very niche.
The problem is, when you have the giant scorpions, when would you want this over one of the other scorpions? And the answer is very, very rarely. You need that, 5 damage to matter, and the 11... And for that 5 damage to matter, you've got to be against, 0 armor. That's kind of
the only time that, you'd have to be you could Gift of Strength them.
Yeah.
And then it'd be 8 damage... And
it's still bad.
Not really gonna pierce anything.
Oh right, you start the game, I believe, with some giant scorpions, and that's the reason that you'll have giant scorpions, and they can be useful in some very, very niche circumstances. So your own army routes off slower when they dissolve. So the enemy army, if the enemy army is routing and your army suiciding, then he stays on the board and dissolves. He has some incredibly ridiculous niche circumstances, but he's not good. Don't recruit this guy.
Yeah, that is not the unit I'm going to.
Alright.
Roster.
So I'm going to jump over the 2 cave onlys and go to the cap one. There's a Xibalba Dart Thrower. He has an Obsidian Dart and a Mace. So, can you speak in favour of this unit or not?
I don't think I've ever recruited this one either.
I have, because you click on him thinking he's the other one. He is not good.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, when are you recruiting this man? I see. Yeah.
This guy's niche is I clicked on him by mistake, and now I have to justify his existence. So I create this weird sideways strategy, so my opponent doesn't laugh at me. That's his niche.
Yeah, we do. Xibalba wall defense is terrible. Non-existent.
Yeah, it's a 7 damage dart. Don't build this guy. I don't care if you're giving it. I guess there's
hey,
a
that's
world.
a use for your air random.
And you've got fire too. I guess there is a world where you flaming arrows them, but I mean,
well, you get flaming arrows, poison arrows, and you could wind guide.
Yeah, but we're stretching it now. Yeah. You're really pushing it to make your 7 damage obsidian dart on a unit that costs as much as an archer, but it does far less damage than an archer. Good. You gotta stretch it to make this unit useful. I guess it's stealthy flaming poison arrows. There's maybe a world where that's useful to, I don't know, sniper pretender or something without poison resist. But, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever recruited. Yeah. The other bats, I've recruited all the other bats but this one.
Look, I actually could. The worst part is, now I say that actually makes sense. If you give them the poison darts and an enemy has a pretender without poison resist, they reasonably can do this bullshit snipe strat where you just fire, 50 poison darts, and your opponent has no idea it's coming because it's such bullshit.
Yeah, no one expects this because it is just a terrible unit.
Yeah, so amusingly that could work, but again, the reason it works is because it's so bad nobody expects it. Don't make them.
Yes.
Alright, lances.
Okay.
So this...
Okay, you and I have had a long discussion between the lances and the clubs.
These are... Okay, so first of these Robin Warriors, there are 2 variants of these. Stats are the same. One has a sword / club because it does blunt slash. One has a lance. And other than that, they are identical.
One costs one resource. So let's not ignore
Oh,
that.
you're
That's a
right. So one
massive
costs one
difference.
resource for all the times that comes up. Yeah.
And that actually comes up quite often when you're hell scale. Like
Actually,
how
yeah,
I
when you're hell
play,
scales,
it
yeah.
comes up quite often.
I
But
always
you're
hit the
normally going to get a resource cap before you hit the recruitment cap. So you slap on a couple extra
yeah.
little bats.
And conversely, when you're not hell scales, the rec points what cap you. But you're right. When you're hell scales, the resources do occasionally cap you.
So yeah,
lances versus swords. So
okay.
I'll let you justify the lances first.
This will take a little bit of number crunching though. But
no, we don't need to do the math here. We could, but I don't feel like doing it. The lance is like maximum size with bonus damage, like plus N or something like that. Long story short, the lance is less damage than the sword. Summary.
Yes. Well, listen, a real quick summary. Yes.
Yes, the lance does less damage than the sword. Easy to understand. There are, I think, a couple of circumstances which is more, but just assume in 9 circumstances out of 10, lance is less damage. The lance
but it has length 3.
Length 3, that's its selling point. Being length 3 means you repel things and don't get repelled.
Is the club's length 1?
Yeah, length 1. So I'll just open up now.
It's obsidian club's length 2.
It's also piercing. I think it's a slightly different modifier because it's like minus 15 after armor or something like that. But yeah,
it minus subtracts from the armor. Yes.
Yeah, but in short, the club on average does more damage. Oh, it's length 2. It's longer than I thought. Yeah. So the club on average does more damage, but obviously it gets repelled every now and then, and that comes up on like 2 or 3 indie types, and that's it.
Jade Maidens. That's where it comes up.
Does it? Oh, if you're doing regular expansion.
Yeah.
It comes up on Bird Ikes. It comes up in Bird Ikes. If you're trying to finesse your way through Cyclopathians, it does actually come up. The Lancers are better against them, but that's really stretching it. Like, trying to finesse Cyclopathians is, I think we can both agree, madness.
Yeah, God, you just need numbers. Just throw bodies at the dogs.
You can't. The thing is, their formations have like a very specific weakness in that the mage like falls to the back and the berserker falls to the front. So you like, in theory, with like the correct like a small volume of scorpions, the berserker runs into the scorpions, and then your bats run to the back and snipe the caster, and you just barely get through, and everything's routing, but they're dead. But yeah.
But then they're berserking, and then they still fucking.
Well, they still kill you, but then you come back the next turn, and there's no commanders who just. It's dumb.
Yeah. It's. Dealing with dogs is dumb. Which is why when you take a dog problem, start recruiting dogs. My God.
Yeah, but the long and short of that is the swords usually do more than the lancers. Build swords, when you can, swords, not lancers. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay, now this unit itself. Low resources, low rec points, 8 gold, not a fortune. Recruit from any cave, any forest. So you can mass these. Stealthy, flying, map move 20.
Yeah.
So you
don't forget the bigger bats are not stealthy.
And they hit pretty hard. Like 15 damage is not nothing.
Problem is 10 attack, so there's an average human.
Yeah. But you can mass these like crazy. Like, only 2 resources and 6 RP. You can often make 10, 20 of these from a random cave province. From the cap, you can often make 50 plus of these easily.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not great, but they're kind of the core of most Xibalban expansion. If you can't use these guys, then the nation, I won't say the nation's not for you, but they kind of matter a lot.
Yeah, they're used in a lot of situations that you have to be willing, in this nation you have to be willing to give up.
They have 0 protection.
Numbers.
They are going to attrition. Yeah. Again,
you're going to lose. There is no such thing as a 0 attrition expansion.
Yeah, you're going to attrition heavily as this nation. Different playstyles have different amounts of attrition, but you're going to attrition a decent amount no matter what you do. And these guys they're the bread and butter of most expansion groups. They hit hard. And when you're raiding players, the point is you can make these fast, right?
Oh, you can, no matter, the Scales Nation is going to be outnumbered, which is a weird thing to say, but it happened.
And they don't know where the numbers are. The great thing about having stealthy ones of these and massing them is, firstly, you can rush any tile, and secondly, you can mess with people. Like I think we're in the round 1 rejects game. Yeah, we are. We're in round 1 rejects, and in that game, I showed 200 bats, and one of the players was like, "You have a stupid tiny army. I saw 200 bats," and I had to tell him that was like a tiny raiding force for one province. It had nothing to do with my army, but I was just doing that to mess. But because you can make so many of these, you can play all sorts of information games with them because they're stealthy. So you can reveal them deliberately. You can shuffle them around. They're just. It's not like It's not like NID, where if you make 100 of your recruit anywheres, although they're better troops, they're kind of visible. The opponent can sort of see the attack coming. Like, these guys just create so much misinformation.
Not great at misinformation, but misinformation. Let's be clear; these are not high quality. So we are talking bottom of the barrel troops still, but
they're bottom of the barrel. But you can make a lot of them. Like 50, you're going to take a province. Like 50, you're going to take most PD provinces.
Also, what they can do is they can trade up in gold. Because if one bat on the land side, he goes down and bonks somebody over the fucking head, he's going to trade up in gold if he kills that dude. Or even if he cripples a sacred, he traded up.
Yeah, these guys. I think a good way of looking at them is they're not usually going to be. Although they can trade up definitely, and they definitely are useful for that, they're not used to gain gold value. If you're hoping to get I send 100 troops and I won the fight losslessly and I'm going to out-nutrition my opponent, these guys aren't good for that. These guys are good for, as you said, they whittle certain units really well, and you can just take 20 provinces at once with these.
Yeah. Stealth, elfing with this nation is a very viable option.
I mean, if you've got, even with health scales, let's say you can make 15 of these per cave per turn. Let's say 10 on health scales, right? Yeah, we'll say 10 per turn on health scales. That's about right, because it's about half what you can do on good scales.
Yeah, it's about.
So say you make 10 per turn, you've got 10 KV foresty provinces. You probably have more, but we'll say 10. That means you've got 100 per turn. Say it takes 30 to take on a PD, that's 3 raid squads per turn, plus whatever your fort's producing. That doesn't actually take long to be able to elf every province a player has without your main force. Just with your sub-troops.
And that's not counting summons and everything else into the matter.
Yeah, that's just your random recruit anywhere chaffy unit. So,
and they come with you literally have a recruit anywhere, like in the same provinces you can recruit these guys. You can recruit a commander, the Batab.
Yes.
Literally can lead these guys.
And you take them and you lead them, and if you can expand with them, that's actually a really important thing, because you take the Batabs and you group them up together and you clump them and you misbehave and you do all that sort of stuff. Because you can sort of shuffle them around and make, so if you make, 10 in one province, 10 in another province, and you make one commander in the second, you can then vary 10 to the second, so there's 30 there the next turn, when you do the next 10. So then suddenly you've got an expansion force after essentially 2 turns of no cap at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's those two. Xibalba Guard. Slightly different. I haven't had as much experience with these guys as you have. They've got some interesting traits.
I'd say the biggest trait about them is Bodyguard.
Bodyguard too? Yep.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly
They're
useful.
blood hunters.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, they don't do any more damage. They have one more attack skill, though, which comes up in niche cases.
Comes up on troglodytes, specifically.
Right. Yeah, okay, on your troglodyte, on your...
It comes up in some niche circumstances, but it's only one attack. And you are paying 2 more goals. You actually do pay for it.
And you're paying an extra 3 resources.
Hmm.
But you are getting
8 protection. You might survive an attack.
Oh, yeah. You
Actually,
have 11
it's fair to say
11 protection.
The lower attrition Xibalba strats often use a few of these guys. If you have 40 of these, not that you will low attrition, but there are some provinces you can low attrition.
Not archers, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Oh, these guys...
If archers look at you...
These are not tanks. But they have 8 armor, as compared to 0. So they might be able to absorb 1 hit, as opposed to 0 hits. Emphasis on the word 1.
More HP.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. 1 more HP, and they have 2 more morale,
Yeah.
which I guess comes up occasionally. But yeah, they're like they are. These are fort only, so they're slightly
Yes,
relevant.
you have to get these forts.
But they're not.
Honestly, this is like, yeah. After Scorpions, this is why I recruit my forts.
Yeah,
Like,
you make these new forts a lot, but they're sort of. I wouldn't say they're the backbone. Don't be mistaken in thinking, oh, he's got armor. He's now suddenly a tank. This guy can suddenly fight in melee. These still die, right?
yeah, these are still bats. They are still going to die to anybody.
Yeah.
And everybody.
All right. So now we get to the Xibalba and Scorpion, and I think we'll cover very briefly the 3 nationals once more. So right, no, we've done that. The late age has the frogs.
Yes.
MA has the frogs again, and the EA has the Xibalba and Scorpion, which is again death poison. This doesn't have up on the Scorpion tail, which is important because it's actually you don't always get the damage in. But these are pretty good. 15 goals, decent HP. Obviously nowhere near as good as the Sacred, but they're passable.
They're also only size 4, so you can fit 2 per square, though.
Yeah. Like, these are, in many ways, an emergency expansion button. If you don't know what to do, they always do an okay job. Like, they're never spectacular. They're always fine. The only issue is if you've got hell scales, you can't build them because you haven't got the rec points.
Yeah. There are a lot of rec points. Like, in the capital, you can get, like, you can normally get pretty close to capping out, even with pretty bad scales.
Yeah, I think you can cap out on, I think it's Chaos 2, you can still cap out on these.
Yeah.
But it's also expensive. Like, they're not that expensive, but if you make the full 15, that's 225 gold. That's not nothing. Because Xibalba, like, this guy's 800 gold. You're going to be spent, and these guys are wreck anywhere 8 gold. You're going to run out of gold every turn. If you have leftover gold, you're probably doing it wrong, unless you're explicitly saving, so you run out of gold the next turn.
Or trying to get a fort.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're saving up for something specific, that's fine. But you can, unless you're explicitly saving up, you can always spend your gold as this nation.
yes.
And now the regular Sacred. So this is the non-summon Sacred.
Which, honestly, this is a very valuable Sacred. Magic weapon, hitting for 19, bodyguard 3, has some fire resistance.
Has actual protection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only on the chest again. He still has no head protection.
No specialty of that, no. They're just generally... So no head protection. They hit pretty hard. They fly. They're not stealthy, are they?
They are not. No, these are the only non-stealthy bats.
Yeah. So they're non-stealthy, but they're just generically... They have a good utility rotation. I would say the best way of describing these is... They're kind of on par with the average Sacred. Like, they're not great, they're not bad, they're okay. But obviously...
You know what they are good at? Killing Ubar.
Yes, because magic weapons, and blind.
And blind.
And fire resist, you're right. They've got everything.
Yeah, they let you have... They have the ultimate
and for the assassins, they have bodyguard. You're right, they're just anti-Ubar.
Yeah, this is an anti-Ubar. If I see Ubar fucking maxing these bitches out every... Well, you should try and max them out every turn anyways, because...
They're good. I mean, they're not great, but they're just...
They're better than normal bats.
Yeah, they're better than normal. They're good. There's nothing wrong with them. They can hold off Sacreds early, and if you've got a decent bless, they can put in work. Like, they're not going to carry the nation, but they definitely put in work. They put in work.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's it for units. That only took God knows how long.
An hour and a half? Alrighty, we are...
Alright, let's go on to national spells. So spells on...
Okay, do we want to start with the summons? Or
EAZ. 1 second. I just want to get the thing open.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, let's start with the summons. Jaguars, we've covered that. Scorpions, we've covered that. Blums and chats. Can we just call these super combatants and move on? Because that's what they are.
Yes, they both... I'll be honest, what I use them for, they both have amazing paths. All 8 of them have amazing paths. Like,
they have paths, they're super combatants, they have, I believe...
Great battlefield magic, like, some of them have automatic, if I recall.
It's auto storm on the charts, isn't it? They automatically cast storm, yes. I think. Yeah, auto storm.
Yes. And the Balaams are just really good super combatants. I don't know what to say about them.
Yes, these are high part super combatants. They're a bit like having national elemental royalty, so you don't have to compete. You don't have to compete for royalty, because they're kind of, although they're one path short, they're kind of similar to the royalty in a sense.
And they have the Golems have 3 forms, which one of the forms, like they're literally, they have a Titan form, they have 2 Titan forms plus small bat.
Ah, yeah, on a key, small bat and that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Shocks just have, they all have this lightning attack, which is absolutely monstrous if it hits somebody.
Let's have a look. Lightning.
It, yeah.
Capped,
They
range
don't
40.
need a weapon, just throw it.
Oh, AN. Yeah, just AN lightning.
Yeah, armor negating. Yeah, can use underwater. Can be used in melee. Yeah.
Yeah. That's anything with AN on it.
That's assuming they're not casting spells.
Yeah,
4F.
This guy's casting the mist, the fog warriors and that nonsense. Like this guy's casting.
Well, the thing is, all Shocks have at least Air 4, and every honestly the Water 3 is by far the worst of them, because the other ones have Water 2, Nature 2, so you can cast fucking Moss Body, other things. Other ones have fucking Death. The other ones can cast Acid Rain.
Yeah,
they're
great. Like,
they're all amazing summons.
I want to get hung up on the Sharks just because there's so many to go through, but we can both agree this is great.
The Shocks and the Golems are late game super combatant summons. There's 8 of them.
Why isn't the Blood Summon showing up? I don't know.
Because you're in Conjuration only.
Oh, of course. All right, so they're the summon. They're the national summons. They're all good. And Conch Free is obviously. These are pretty good reasons to be at Conch Free. Gives you an emergency button.
Do you want to go over Theft of the Sun now or later?
We'll just go down the trees, I think, because otherwise we'll miss something. Alteration, nothing. Good, that's easy. Unification, nothing. Good. Construction. Nothing. You get a couple of construction items. It's like the Scorpion helmet's discounted, but I don't think the construction things ever come up. Really, like
I think it is the Scorpion helmet's the only thing.
Yeah, it's like 20% off, but it's like it's not that much. The Scorpion helmet's still expensive for what it is. Theft of Sun.
What is the?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is I love Theft of the Sun. We didn't cover it while covering them, but all the dudes that involve fire in the nation have Theft of the Sun. So then all your dudes get Sun after you steal the Sun.
Yes.
Really good.
Theft of Sun, aka everyone declares war on you when you cast a spell. Or to be more accurate, actually that's not fair. You declare war on everyone else when you cast a spell.
Yeah. It is a 15 gem
70
national summon. So pretty good.
70.
Blind Darkness. We love this because you're blind. And then the income and resources does not matter.
Does not affect your caves. So yeah, you cast this. You fight every fight in darkness and try and kill an entire nation before it gets dispelled, because the world is going to coalition you once this is cast and dispel it. Because
it's not as bad as like Astral Corruption or anything. But,
it feels as bad as Astral. The problem is, it feels bad.
Yeah, 32% income is a pretty big blow.
Look, if 9 players if you've got 6 players and 5 of minus 30% income, the truth is you're getting like a 30% income bonus. It's not that much relative to the other players, but it feels bad. The darkness everywhere. The darkness is a big deal though. Like, the darkness guts so many nations, and it's so annoying, and it means fighting Xibalba is so hard. This does get you coalitions. Like, it's great, but
that's fine. Sometimes getting coalitions just happens.
Yeah, and it's cap only, isn't it? Yeah, because it's Cavern of Sun required.
Yes, you have to steal the Sun. Yes. Okay, oh god, now we gotta get into the souls.
Enchantment, Thaumaturgy, the soul spells. So at Tharm 2 you get the breaks.
Well, not all. So
there's 3. There's more in Blood. Yeah.
Yes.
So at Tharm 2 you get the breaks, and at Tharm 3 you get the gifts. The gifts are buffs, and the breaks are debuffs, and they're kind of unique and kind of broken in different ways each. So I'll let you start with the breaks. You've got what? Limp, so Earth, Air, Death, which is limp.
Yeah, we got
limp,
curse,
fatigue, curse.
Limp, and fatigue. Yeah.
So
breaking. So, breaking I use on super combatants. Someone sends a super combatant at me.
Hold on, you
I'm
use
gonna break
all
the
of
second
these
soul,
on
break the
super
fourth soul,
combatants.
break the first. Yeah.
No, you don't have to break the third soul once. It's AN fatigue damage. You just break the third soul until they die. Nothing can fight this. It's AN fatigue damage. If they get in range and they're a melee unit, you just go break, 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 break. Oh, it only affects air breathers.
But they do have to breathe air. Which
Wait, does that mean if they take
applies
the?
to some
Does that mean if they take like an underwater thing that lets them breathe underwater, they can survive this? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen someone take the I can breathe underwater. If someone does, we can
Yes,
find out.
Five
It's
of.
like,
Wouldn't it be funny if Five of Air counted this?
my God.
No,
The
but
gifts though. Gift to the second soul.
so these kill super
I'll be
combatants,
honest,
and honestly, the limp and curse can be used against thugs too. They don't cost gems. Like these are anti-heavy. These are anti-heavy things. They're just they're exactly what's on the box. So the gifts.
beaten Titans.
So have you ever used Gift of the Second Soul? I haven't found a circumstance to use it yet. Obviously, it's blunt res. There will be circumstances where you want blunt res.
I'll be honest. I don't see a reason why I want to cast Gift of the Second Soul. But if I'm already Earth 1, I could cast Temper Flesh.
You do it no, because you don't do it for yourself. So you like send a one of your big bats, the Onakis, with a couple of buffers. So then you cast gifts twice to make sure it lands on the right guy. So then you put blunt res on the super
Yeah, but
combatant.
I'll be honest. At that point, I might just honestly empower the Onaki if I'm
Yeah,
already trying to super combat.
The problem at that point is blunt res isn't exactly the greatest thing to to put all that effort into. It's not. It's not worth the effort.
It's not piercing or slashing, which is
There
the
is-
most common.
I am sure you can envision a time you want blunt res. You're fighting a super combatant and they've got a blunt weapon and you just, for whatever reason, and you've decided that you're going to, 1v1 it and you give it blunt res. It's envisionable. But it's not great. It's not the main one. Third Soul, Reinvig 2. That's slightly better.
And it's on air. You don't even need Earth. Which comes up in niche cases that your Sabbath does not have. If your Sabbath doesn't have Earth, I don't know.
Oh, you're right, you can Sabbath. I forgot you can Sabbath this. So you can give your entire Sabbath Reinvig, which is huge.
Yes.
It also lets you
And
Reinvig.
it does not count as summon Earth power, so you can get both.
Actually, I think I know the use of the blunt res. Reverse communions. So if you Sabbath with reverse communion, giving your blunt res could be relevant.
Yeah, that's true.
And fourth soul's luck. Like it honestly, getting luck on death feels disgusting. This is so useful.
Yeah, it is really good. Honestly, all your awe-its can cast it.
Oh, if you get into a fight with someone, you've got like 10 Jaguars, and you send like 3 bats to them, and you just say, okay, hold an attack rear, and your bats just go, okay, you just give them luck, and then you've got your blast, right? Suddenly, you've got, I don't know, we'll say, I think it's 6 will land before the attack, maybe 9. I'm going to say 9 to make it better for my math. Say 9 land before you attack. You've got like these 9, like 3 mages, you've got 9 blessed, 3 mages and a priest, 9 blessed luck sacreds on a death nation. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, the souls are weirdly really good on this nation.
Yeah, and luck is a great one. Particularly when you're not. Luck is particularly good when you're not using it on super combatants. Luck you can just sprinkle across your army, across all sorts of things, particularly thug level stuff.
So the next one is the.
I'm just jumping to Divine because Blood's got all the stuff in it. Nothing in Divine. Blood. Yeah. So there's 6 spells here.
Yeah.
So let's do the break and the
2 of them
first.
are breaking. The first soul I think is the best soul.
I've
my opinion.
never cast this, but disease just is. So it's what MR negates. That actually is relevant.
Well, no.
It's the only negatable one.
So no, here's the first off. It bleeds. Armor negating bleed.
Oh, it's auto bleed. I forgot. Yeah, automatically bleeds them.
Yeah, bleeds, and then the disease check. Which I care more about the bleed. If I'm trying to kill a thug or super combatant,
yeah, bleed's gonna wreck things.
So bleeding him, limping him. So going for the bleed, limp, fucking choke him out.
I think on
it works
Titan,
pretty effectively.
I think most Titans will shrug the bleed off, but they can't. But the disease is obviously brutal if it gets through ever, and thugs cannot survive this. This just kills thugs.
Yes.
Which is hilarious because, if I send my thug to absorb a bunch of bats, well, you can't. Because they send one bat and they bleed you, and that's it. It's like Sad Panda.
And they send a 95 gold fucking mage, and he just sits in all the provinces. Good luck trying to thug that.
Yeah, and
he just sits there.
And he's blood hunting.
Blood
it's
hunting.
Like, you sent your thug, and well, my blood hunter's going to kill your thug.
Because he just fucking bleeds you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gift of the First Soul, which is regen, which is...
blood, which is amazing.
You get blood regen, it's great. Although it doesn't come up that often, because the one you want to use on the Yonaki has nature anyway, so you can always regen himself. But, it's still handy.
Hey, if there's no... if you only have it's for your Sabbath...
And it regens your communion. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, now, Beast Bats, and I'm going to Beast Bats first, because Beast Bats is the worst of the four. They get better from this.
I've only ever cast it, as an emergency, fuck, I'm dying, but...
Look, they have Venomous Fangs, it does do poison stun damage, and it does a lot on damage. So there's a world where you want these in certain niches, but the problem is that they have to do damage.
Free with Onaki.
And they have to do damage to get through, they're just not that good. It's 1 attack, 11 attack, low HP. They're worse than they look, which is strange because a lot of things in Xibalba are best than they look. These are worse than they look.
Yeah, because they actually don't even look that bad. 19 HP for size 4 is not that bad,
honestly. Yeah, and Paralyzing Poison. You think, I could use those. Trust us, they're kind of a letdown. They're not... There's nothing wrong with them.
You know what they're really good at? Guarding commanders.
Yeah, they guard command as well. They definitely supplement...
And they're free summons. Don't spend bloods.
And they supplement your larger, better sacreds well, in that they absorb blows, and they sponge, and they die. God, they die. That's it. The best trait is that they die. But no, they do have niches and they are useful and they're very good against thugs, but they're not. This is not your draw to the nation. You shouldn't be casting a spell very often, but it's not a bad emergency button, and you can cast it with just blood mages, so different mages can cast it. So if for whatever reason you just have a bunch of blood mages and don't have any blood fire in a tile, you can just spam these out if you desperately need fort defenders. Although to be blunt.
Yeah.
Beast Bats aren't great defenders because they end up running in anyways.
So, the actual good summon.
So we've gone over Jaguar Fiends already. This is like one of the draws to the nation. They're broken.
Yeah.
Combat speed 25 is also fairly amusing because it means they waddle quickly.
Oh, they don't really... Yeah. They don't really have to waddle because they got wings. They should just fly.
If there's a storm, If there's a storm, they waddle with the best of them.
But they waddle at the speed of a cavalry, so
yes.
They're coming for your ass.
So the Jaguar...
the same speed as the Jaguars.
And Reign of Jaguars is your Blood 8 reward. Basically, less Blood Mages to summon it, and you get, what, roughly 50% more efficiency?
A lot more than 50.
So 32...
You also can get extra.
So you get 6 at 32, and that gives you 14. So let's say double efficiency to make it nice. It's roughly twice as efficient. Plus you only use 1 blood mage. Plus you get a couple extra on the end. It's what, 1 extra per blood, isn't it?
Yes, 1 extra per blood.
Yeah.
Which, it's not that hard to get to blood 10 on this nation.
And and you can quite often have, if you've got a blood 4 Onaki, and you just give it, 3 items, it's easy to have blood 7, without even trying. And with a random, you can get blood 8 not uncommonly. So blood 7, blood 8 is fairly easy to get to, and that's without that's without trying. As you said, you can get to blood.
That's without empowering even.
Yeah, that's just flat. If you empower, as you said, you can get to blood 10 pretty easily. So yeah, Reign of Jaguars, and these things are going to end the game quickly. These things is murder. These are the most efficient summons probably in the game.
Yeah. I think it's better than Sheds. So I think Sheds are a better, 1v1, I think a Shed could beat an Aussie. But there is no late game Shed spell. They only have their blood 3 spell.
And this summons you, and again, this will summon you late game, probably say 15, say 15 per cast. If you've got 300 blood, let's say you get 400 blood, just because the numbers round out easily, you're going to get 150 of these a turn. 150 of these at a turn end the game fast.
And that's assuming you don't get any night. Honestly, if you're also this late in blood, not just summoning, Aussies are really good, but also having a front line is also really good. So you can also summon What's the really late game? I'm gonna find it. Demon Knights, Blood 9, where you get a fuck ton of Demon Knights.
You can get Demon Knights in this nation, and you can pivot into them, but it's just more... It's always hard to justify not going for this one when you have this one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because they're not, they don't carry your bless, but they do have 22 protection.
Yeah.
But
you definitely go into other stuff as the nation, but this is like, I think, the default button. Like, you default to these.
That's the default button. Honestly, I like also the spiny one. As a front line, I like the spiny devil. The poison spark.
So let's just get rid of
I had to go for a front.
I'm just getting rid of national onlys for the sake of it. So if we get to you've got a lot of relevant like blood summons that go with your other guys. Like as you said, it's the spine ones. I think.
You're looking still at national onlys right now.
And I'm looking at any nation. I'm doing this badly. Where's generic only? Oh, there we go. Yes, you've got what? Do you mean the Bone Fiends, or Spine Devils?
Spine Devils, yes.
Yeah, they're a little tankier, they're a little better. And I think a lot of it is because you're such a blood power, you can really cut into wherever blood you want. Like, you have most of the paths, you have most of the access. So
honestly, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get every single one of the unique blood summons. Like, it is a feasible goal.
Blood water is not easy to get, yeah.
For you, it is very easy. Because it is one of your unique summons. You can get blood water.
Yeah, but you need to get to Research 8 first. It takes a long time to get into that.
Yeah. But nobody else really is going to try and fight for that, I'll be honest. No one else is...
Have you found much luck with Succubus and Incubus?
The only person that'd steal that from you is Micklin. And Micklin's going to already be fighting for you for every single fucking... The problem is, if Micklin's on the map with you, you both have the same unique summons. You have the same chocks, you have the same bombs to fight for, you have all the same blood unique summons to fight for. You and Micklin literally butt heads at every single corner.
The problem is Micklin is like a more resilient version of Xibalba. So Xibalba has some advantages over Micklin, but fundamentally is a more fragile nation. Micklin is far less fragile than Xibalba when sharing all the same strengths.
Yes. It has a recruit anywhere sacred. That is 2 forms.
You get a recruit anywhere sacred, and they have troops. Not good troops, but troops.
Troops that can expand.
Yeah. So it's...
brainlessly expand losslessly.
Alright.
If you're lucky.
So yeah.
But the only way that Micklin can get Oniki is they have to cast the Blood 7, 101 is the Oniki spell. They have to cast that massive blood devotion for Onikis.
And the other thing about Micklin is everybody knows how OP Micklin is. So if you have Micklin in a game, like they're going to get... If they don't get Coalition, they win. So they get Coalitions. And Xibalba doesn't always get Coalitions. So there is a bit of the...
I don't know. In my experience, if I don't get dogpiled by turn 20,
Yeah, you get dogpiled by everyone. You play in advanced games. No, Xibalba does tend to get dogpiled, but... At least in the last few games I've played, I've found otherwise. One of the things I found was going to a standard playstyle because we play a nation probably the opposite way, which is really interesting, I think, because although I'm a newer player, I don't think I'm a weak player, and we probably have literally the polar opposite playstyle in Xibalba.
Yeah, if we compare pretend, like when we talked about pretender builds, when you and I...
You're going for the Awake Hellblessed, and I'm going for the Imprisoned Scales build.
Yeah, you have scales, and all my builds are either awake or a couple dormant titans.
Yeah, I remember that first conversation.
I don't think you had a single titan in your builds, and I think I had only titans and one monster.
You had to convince me why Xibalba would ever want something that wasn't imprisoned, and you did, and I was like, oh, so I'm just completely wrong then. But
well, the thing is, you're not wrong. It's just that
no, I was wrong. Xibalba's got
rushed so often.
So there's a lot. So I think Xibalba, it does get rushed a lot because of those weak infantry troops. And Xibalba's expansion, we'll go over that in the next article in more detail, next video in more detail, sorry. But Xibalba's expansion is famously hard and typically bad. Not always bad, but it is famously hard to do and it is typically not great. Is that a fair way of looking at it?
I'll be honest. Yeah, but with how currently the Xibalba is sitting with after all the tweaking we had to do to expansion with
Oh,
your janky style
with all
plus
the bullshit expansion tweaking, I actually think Xibalba expands quite well. But
I think 20 provinces is very achievable
the
for turn 20.
20 in a multiplayer game with constraints, absolutely. Like
Yeah,
without the
even
multiplayer
like
nonsense, you
that's
can get more.
including you have a
20 is
bump in there. I'm
comfortable.
including like you bump your neighbors because you accidentally get a little too close.
Accidentally, my foot. I bump my neighbors because I can.
Okay, yeah, you're an asshole.
Nah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. No, it's. But I completely agree. Zabawa can do 20 quite comfortably. The issue is people. The issue that you've had about you getting attacked because people see you having weak expansion, people still think the nation has weak expansion. So even if you expand well, people are still going to think you expand badly, if that makes sense. So people are going to think you've got no troops left and you've got no gold, even when you do have troops and you do have gold, which still gets you attacked, even if it's a bad idea.
and then all of a sudden, oh man, one person's attacking him. Oh, I think I should jump on this bandwagon. And now all of a sudden, there's at least two people attacking you. Now you're not in for a fun time.
I think the way that you play Xibalba with your awake pretenders, and you get a lot of sacreds early, and you research rush quite early into the into blood.
I like researching Cons 3. Yes.
You hit Conch free early, and you get the Jags relatively early as well. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get
for the Jaguars and the Scorpions is what I'm rushing for.
You
Because both can stop an early war, in my opinion.
Yeah, you rush to the defensive and offensive power spikes, and I'm not. I think what it is you play the nation finally when you hit the power spike. I don't know if it's you're getting rushed or you're rushing, but I get the impression you almost have a slightly aggressive playstyle where you're sort of I have lots of bats and I'm stealthy and I can take 20 tiles. So if your influence goes outwards, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I'm the inverse.
Also, at this point, I'm a little known that this is like the only nation I play.
Yeah.
I play this nation, and I think I play. Yeah, that's basically the only nation I ever play in EA.
I mean, it's the most fun nation. No, I love Zib too. After playing Zib a couple of times, I think it's my favourite nation. But if you double back to that very briefly, the other way you can play Xibalba with the expansion is rather than seeing an offensive presence, you have this fantastic defensive presence because nobody can see any of your troops. So you can be. Firstly, you can create all sorts of misinformation because you don't have to leave them invisible, right? You can just randomly make them show up on parts of the map because you can.
Or you can just use them for patrolling and then everyone sees them.
Yeah, you can patrol stuff out and just make an absolute nuisance of yourself. But
yeah, no scouts.
The other thing is if you're not pushing your influence out, so if you're not like raiding people and getting... So, although you're in a decent position to have that first war, because you've got all those stealthy troops and you have great timings and you're very dangerous, if you don't have that offensive war, the issue of the offensive war is about attritions. So you're also very warable. If you don't have that first war, it's actually quite hard to attack you, I think. Because if you see the attack coming, you got scouts, and you can see a turn before, and you tell the person piss off or else, it turns out that you actually can elf a lot of tiles out of nowhere comfortably. So if you don't commit to that war, you have that massive mobile elf murder presence and a decent sacred presence. So I always pictured it rather than sort of this offensive outward radiating force, you have this really terrifying inward radiating force that makes you, rather than proactive, more reactive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but that also comes down to the fun. You and I play very, very different kinds.
And you also have what I would call the Arco penalty, which is you are known enough that you get attacked more, which means you have to take more defensive builds.
I'm definitely not an Arco. Let's be clear. Arco, I think, could actually win a 2v1. I can survive a 2v1, which is currently happening. Okay, Balin. The 1,000,001 2v1s that always happen with this poor nation. But the thing is, this nation will never, it's almost impossible to put this nation down. So you will just become, even if you have to, you become a city-state, and even as a city-state, you can be very annoying. Just, even if you only got your cap, plus your cap circle, there's a lot of bats, plus you can get a lot of sacreds, even in that small area, that you still have an influence, even if someone tries to put you down. As long as you have the resilience to keep playing the game.
Oh, there's a lot of ways you can just... And you can choke forts like crazy. You've got like 10 different ways to choke forts. You can use bats, you can walk troops, you can do skelly spam, you can send super combatants. You're an incredibly annoying nation to finish off.
Yeah, assassins. A lot of assassins.
Yes.
Succubuses. Well, you have to have Glamour 1. But succubuses. That's a really annoying thing. Sitting on your fort? Oh man. I hope those commanders are feeling good.
So, playstyles, you've probably heard two opposite playstyles. So, I think what we should go over is go over our playstyles a little bit more in detail. So, yours is obviously Hell Scales, you push. What sort of timings are you looking at? So, I just want to go over yours first, and I'll go over mine afterwards. But I want to sort of get out, because your playstyle is the correct playstyle. Let's make this clear to everyone. You are the person who is doing the view.
Okay, let's be clear.
But over the last few years, your way is the way people see the nation. The way people believe is the correct way to play their nation, is the expert way to play the nation. My way is seen as newbie. Now, whether or not my way has merit, your way is seen as the correct way.
Okay, my way, I've just played it for, I don't know, 5, 6 years I've been playing Xibalba only. Since Dominions 4, I've been playing this way Dominions 4 is a different beast because the recruitment points isn't there. Anyway, since Dominions 5, because Dominions 5 is pretty much the same as Dominions 6. I've been playing this style where so turn 1, I send out, I don't do anything. I just sit there. I recruit as many of the armored. I don't get any sacreds turn 1. So I'm only getting the Xibalban warriors. The naked ones, not the armored ones.
I think if we just jump past expansion really briefly, and I'm only saying that loosely because we're going to have an entire thing on expansion. So just
So he's talking about like
wars and diplomacy. Sort of how do you plan out the game? When expansion is roughly done, do you have an awake pretender or a dormant? What's the shape of the game and wars start breaking out when you play Xibalba?
Okay. So first, I'm gonna check the players before any build start. So I check players. If I recognize them, if I recognize more than 50% of the players, I'm gonna go with an awake. If I don't recognize them, I'm gonna go with a dormant. There's merits to both. So dormant, you get it's basically how I see dormant is I get 4 more scales. I don't normally sink more into a bless if I go dormant than I go with an awake, unless I really want something from that bless. I always go with a Titan on this nation. I really don't have any particular Titan I prefer. The water one is good. I like the one with the frogs. If I had because it allows for ice demons.
I'll get the pretenders up now.
All right.
There, because we'll do pretenders next, but I just want to go over this bit first. But yeah, so the frog one.
Yes, the frog one, or I go with the club one.
This guy.
Far right. One over.
One over
to the right. Because he's got combat caster.
Yeah, I see. And he's got water access too, which lets you get, is really important for pushing up. Yeah.
So I get most of the twaddles. So basically, I get of the Titans, I get the 2 far on the right ones. So the twaddle of war, twaddle of water, the twaddle of night.
But if we just jump past, because we'll jump back to this in a second. I just want to direct you back to the sort of the style of play, because we're going to do pretenders at the end.
Okay. My style is either awake or dormant, and then I go into a very neutral middle game. So I like watching my neighbors, and then I talk to all my neighbors almost constantly, as you've seen in the game where you're currently with me, where I talk to almost everybody.
And there's a view of scouts everywhere.
Yes. I poke at people, and I start wars in the background. I just nudge people in the direction I want them to go, and see if I can get everyone to like they're not bad suggestions. They're just suggestions I prefer over other suggestions they might have, which then will allow me to get to a better place than I want to be. So basically moving one chess piece so I can get to another piece.
And I think if you get through that early mid-game phase as Xibalba, the nation gets more powerful as the game goes on.
Yes, because you also have blood fecundity you can cast. So even if you take a little bit of death scales, you can get your good provinces like your capital back up into a positive growth scale.
Yeah. So that's the...
So late game, you will survive.
Yeah. So that's the typical way to play the nation. So you're actually been playing it pretty similarly, but I go far more towards scales. So I see Xibalba as, rather than committing all those points to the bless, I think the nation is ridiculously gold hungry. So you're permanently looking for more gold. And because of that, I really like committing as much as I can to scales, on the basis that essentially whatever you get, you can spend. So on EA, you can spend it on Scorpions and on making sure you have Anarchy every turn, making sure you actually have infrastructure. Late Age, you can... I mean, Late Age is always stuff to spend gold on, be it forts, labs, temples... Crossbows, whatever. MA,
actual troops.
MA, you've got your any fort mages. Like, Xibalba is so gold hungry that I like pushing the scales. What it means is you're kind of rushable, so you need to have good expansion. Because you got your wreck anywhere from the caves, if you have good expansion, that can offset that slight power weakness in the way I see it, because you then recruit those troops out of the extra provinces. So the extra gold immediately gets converted into combat value, which is where the offset comes from. The issue is if you don't expand well, you can't convert that extra gold into combat value, and you just die. I think that's a fair way of looking at it. Like, and obviously your way has more long-term value because you actually have sacreds. Like, your strategy with Hell Scales means your sacreds win any sacred fight.
Yeah, that's the goal. And the goal is to actually get to late game where I can actually have a mass of those sacreds, where the troop scales are like, they're there, but they're not really important. Because like late game, all I care about is mages and sacreds.
Alright, so let's go on to pretenders then. So, you were mentioning that you were doing basically the Teatrals and the Titans mostly.
Yes. I do like the assassin twaddle. That is
Knight?
really...
Yeah.
Yes.
I never considered this guy before, but being assassin for early game, it does occur to me. I mean, this guy can assassinate pretenders, which is just cruel.
Yeah. Also, he's very scary with his fangs. That's a lot of poison.
Yeah,
it's death poison.
He's got death poison. He's got bats. He's got... it's paralyzing. So it's it's just the bat one. It's the weak poison. But I mean, you give him GSS, and he's going to kill anything.
Yeah. Even as like a basic armor for this guy, he can assassinate pretenders. Which if you're important pretender, he's supposed to show up to the battlefield, and he's just dead.
And the six bats are going to be absorbing blows as well, so his HP is deceptively high. Because if he's coming in with a weapon, the point is the bats are disrupting spellcasting, which is important for breaking their script.
Yeah, because they attack turn 1, so he can cast his script while they're currently mugging up the other guy. And that's assuming you don't put like a contract on this guy, you don't give him a water elemental.
Well, I was just about to say, if you're psychotic, just go imps on this guy, and just say, right, it doesn't matter. You have to deal with 25 imps plus the bats. The whole fight is moot. I don't need to fight you the fair way. I've got my stupid...
Also, if people are lazy and they attack you with only, like, let's say 1 or 2 commanders leading their army, and you would do it, like, they aren't expecting an assassin.
Oh, you
this
can cause
nation
mayhem.
base doesn't have assassins without the heroes. If you get heroes, this nation, all of a sudden, your entire viewpoint of the nation shifts. All of a sudden, it's an assassination nation. So people have to then add a bunch of scouts to the armies, just make it more taxing on them. That's the entire goal, is that it allows you to kill their key things. Also, I like this guy for vampiric weapons, which I know is not a great bless, but I love vampiric weapons.
I want Vamp to be good in Xibalba. Like, this is the nation for Vamp weapons. If it was ever going to be good, it would be good here. But it's not. I mean, it's great fun, but it's not.
I know, but it's funny.
It is.
Most of my builds are not actually effective. Like, Death Explosion. It's really funny with these bats.
I pushed it as hard as I could. I think it was my last noob game, and I can't enter noob games anymore. I did Vamp Weapons Quickness. It was like, if Vamp Weapons is ever good, it's on Vamp Weapons Quickness, and it's not. It was like, why do I have Vamp?
Quickness is good. Vamp Weapons is just so hard to make effective.
Well, the theory was 6 Vamp Weapons attacks. How bad can it be?
Well, it'd be 12 Vamp Weapons attacks.
Well, you've got the 3 attacks, and then Quickness doubles it.
Yeah, the 6, and then you can fit 2 Aussies per square, so it'd be 12.
Oh, 12 per
Insane
square.
amount. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea
Or
was I
it'd be
don't have to
12
worry
per
about
square, even though it's
fatigue or
Jaguars.
regen. It's like having a regen and a reinvig bliss built in, was the theory. In practice, it was like, why don't I just have +2 strength?
Not even just +2 strength or blood surge. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
because blood surge gets you the reinvigoration, gets you more attack, because you're going to be killing somebody. There's going to be somebody in the way of those Aussies just to die.
But that being said, there's a lot of... If we just go over the blesses really quickly... is it Control B?
Click B.
Shift
Yeah.
B. What's the hotkey again?
It's just B.
Oh, it's just B. Kept hitting Control and Shift. Like, there's a lot of interesting blesses. You know, Flaming Weapons
Unbearable Splendor is a funny one. Death Explosion.
I mean, that's
Wrath.
memey. Yeah, Wrath is huge. I actually really like Wrath on this nation because you get so many Sacreds. When you have lots of Sacreds, Wrath is just gas. And this nation gets lots of Sacreds. At the end of the day, it's free attack, free strength, basically permanently. Like, you're going to lose Sacreds here and there. And I guess it's really good with the crap bats as well, because they die and then buff your good bats.
Stormflight is actually, I think, a very valuable
Yeah, because late game you have the auto storm, don't you? And also it
yes.
guards you
Yeah,
against...
you're going to fuck yourself then if you cast Auto Storm.
It also shields you against regular storms, which is huge. I'm not as sold on this as you are. Like, it's very good when it's good, but it also does nothing in a bunch of fights. But obviously when it's good, it's great. And you've got what? What are the other big tempting blesses that you've got? Probably not Vitrio.
I like going for Blood Surge. You'd have to go all the way down to Blood.
I was just going through the one by one. So you've got
Quickness.
defense is tolerable. Quickness is one of the draws. Like, if you can, I think it's fair to say, if quickness is an option, one of the big questions is, why aren't you going quickness? Quickness is great on this nation. Is that fair? That's the way I see it, at least. I think quickness is one of the best places, given that you've got, like, Jags with 2 attacks, Scorpions with 3 attacks, and the Jaguar Fiends with 3 attacks. Like, quickness is...
Also, all the extra stats is huge. It's a 4
+2/+2
points also. Yeah.
I mean, it's 9, it's very expensive, but it's definitely... I think it's the most impactful of all the blesses on the nation. And then you've got what? These sort of strength blesses, which are always fine, particularly if you're using frogs.
Yeah, if I had to go with one, it'd be probably strength or reinvig.
Reinvig's okay.
Reinvig, yeah. For your mages, plus making sure your dudes don't tire out. But, like, normally your sacreds don't tire out because they're all unarmored, naked dudes.
I don't know what to think of larger. It feels a little expensive for what it is, but I mean, it seems fine. It's HP.
I don't like it because it makes it so your Aussies cannot fit
one to a square. I tend to agree, but I imagine there's a niche because it does give you a bunch of stats. Yeah. But I agree.
If you're going for a Jaguar spam, Jaguar and Scorpion spam, it is better because the Scorpions are size 7, so they go to 8, and the Jaguars are size 4, they go to 5.
Yeah.
So if you're going for them, you can spam them more.
And I guess
Jaguars are size 3.
There's also an argument, if you want a bigger spread, you actually want them larger, so you don't necessarily need 2 to a square, but it's, again, this is where you're getting into deep theory craft. I think large is a trap. Like, there are times when you want it, but unless you're very versed in the game mechanics, you probably don't.
You know what would be really funny you could take it with?
What?
If you're going for a super combatant build on your Oniki, because then your Oniki are size 7, and then they're actually got a lot of HP now, and all of a sudden,
yeah, and the regen's big.
Thug.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you've got what?
Also, then it also make your Chileans with a kind of joke bats. They're all of a sudden bigger. They have more HP, more strength. They're actually more of a valuable thug.
Yeah, if you
if you're going for a funny thug bless, you can go with that. But at that point, you can also just go with Fortitude or Hard Skin.
If we just jump back, Fortitude's fine. Hard Skin, it's kind of like the lesser man's Fortitude. Resilience is just stats. I don't think any of these are particularly relevant on the nation. You don't need magic weapons. Fate Weaving's okay.
I like going with, Fate Weaving. Etherealness is pretty big because you have no other way to cast it, and it's expensive, but also you need positive scales, which,
you need magic too, and the problem is you get like one. The problem is then you've got to like tank every other scale. I agree, Ethereal makes sense in the nation, but the problem is you're winning most troop v troop fights anyway. So the problem is Ethereal.
And also, people probably already have. It's EA, so there's a lot of magic weapons.
The things that kill you are magic weapons. The things that kill you are magical. Like, most non-magical sources, you're going to win the fight because your sacreds are so good, aren't you? Like, Ethereal's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think it's very much playing into your strengths and not showing up your weaknesses. I don't know. Have you had much success with Ethereal? Hello?
I've had pretty good an expansion. If you take it away, it gets really good. Like expansion, all of a sudden becomes trivial.
Yeah.
Like your expansion is almost lossless, but also your scales are ass, and that is your entire your entire thing is because that is so many points just because you have to take magic too. Because I like taking drain for the extra MR. It's just so expensive.
Alright, let's rush through the rest because I think we're approaching 2 hours. And
Well, we are post 2 hours. Yes, we are quite a bit post 2 hours.
we're post 2 hours. So let's
Yes,
rush through
Stygian
these.
Flesh. On these, I only take Stygian Flesh or Withering Weapons. Because Stygian Flesh, if you aren't fighting magic weapons, all of a sudden all your dudes have a fuck ton more armor. They actually have armor.
And Withering Weapons is just a generically nice bless to have. It's okay. And
Or
it turns
Undying.
off regen.
Undying is also good because your dudes are demons, so
right.
They don't die.
Yeah, Undying. Yeah, they stay alive even after they're dead, which is relevant. Yeah, Undying makes sense. Afterwards, we get what? Regen.
Regen, recoup, unaging.
Yeah, but these are pretty minor.
Yeah.
Like, regen, I guess, but they're pretty minor.
I really want to go for it.
Here, I mean, if you can get to luck.
If I had to pick anything, god, luck. That's a lot of skill. That gets back into ethereal talk.
Yeah, the problem with these is it's hard to get into. I actually really like Blur on the Nation because it's cheap for, and it's 2 against a lot of nations. Obviously, it's wasteful. I think Ors is too expensive for what it is. It's doable, but it's expensive. Displacement's interesting.
I do like displacement. Yes.
Yeah, displacement's interesting. Luck, if you're there, great. But it's kind of I don't think you want to stretch into luck. Like if you're already there for whatever reason, fine. But I don't think you want to.
Honestly, it's not. I wouldn't say it's not even that great because most of your sacreds have a lot of HP already, except for the only ones that sacred that'd be super helping is your cap only sacred.
Yeah.
Like, because your sacreds aren't dying from one hit.
And blood.
It takes a while to whittle down all that HP.
If we jump into blood, like the entire blood kit's relevant. The HP is not. The strength is relevant. This occasionally comes up.
Against these, this occasionally comes up. Enchanted blood is really good.
Yeah, Enchanted Blood obviously is with bonus HP with the death thing, so it's just infinite HP. Blood Surge.
Plus,
great.
I'll be honest, I think Enchanted Blood is one of the best blesses out there because extra MR, you got a little bit of regen, and it also stops all bleeding. Yeah,
it's fantastic. And this nation can really use it. Blood Surge is obviously just fantastic here. You're very killy, and makes you even more killy once you get your first kill.
And then you actually can stay awake during your fights, yeah.
It's a bit overkilly in this nation, but the problem is, I mean, if you've got 3/6 attacks per turn, it's not bad to get that +3 attack, +3 defense, +3 strength, +1 reinvig.
It gets you to 16 attack, and that's without any stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Blood Bond, I can't see myself ever using this just because I'm always terrified.
I've never really used
I'm
Blood
terrified
Bond.
someone's going to cast Fall from Heaven and I just lose.
I'll be honest, because I never really take Unholy Weapons, because I've never run into a Sacred that Aussies cannot just kill. Because Aussies just kind of...
I've got a couple of builds that I theory crafted where Unholy Weapons comes up, but Unholy Weapons is a defensive, but that's not an offensive. Like, you do this if you're going to get rushed, and you think, well, I need to be that little bit more killy, with my crap Sacreds.
Honestly, okay, can I ask you why go with Unholy Weapons instead of Blood Surge? Because Blood Surge is killy, does the same thing for you. But that is really on the defense when you have
Unholy Weapons.
That makes all your Jaguars spam.
Well, if you've got like Niflheim and what's the fire one, Muspelheim next to you, so they've got
Muspelheim.
They've got like the 8 armor. They've got like the 8 armor, 70 HP giants. This is gonna let your 19 damage Sacreds kill them 2 or 3 hits. Now, not
I was gonna say Gath, but it's not Gath. What's the EA giants?
Muspelheim and sorry, it's Muspelheim and Niflheim. And I think against those...
No, there's also the third... What's the third giant one? The neutral...
What, from Moria?
No, not Alpha Moria. Yes, they're also giants, but they're not the ones I'm thinking of. The ones
Oh,
with the
Gaff?
super sacreds.
Gaff.
Henom.
Oh, Hinom, yeah.
Yeah, Henom.
And
Yeah,
against,
I keep thinking Gaff because we're playing these stupid LA
yeah.
games,
I
which I
think
hate LA. First
it's
off.
not as relevant
Yeah,
against Gaff because they've got more armor on their sacreds. But I think it still
that's true.
comes
Yeah,
up.
they have 15. Yeah, 15 protection, 55 HP on the Raphael. Oh my god,
But
man,
then,
there.
but then the reason to take on holy weapons is, I think, if you're facing like giant or ultra high prot, that's going to chip through. It's to stop that early rush. You use unholy weapons to stop a rush, turns 1 through 20. After that, although it's got utility after that, that's why you use it. That's its only use.
Yeah.
It's not designed to make your army as strong as it can be. It's designed to stop specific units and specific circles. Yeah, it's 2 hours 10, you're right. Blood Vengeance, I imagine there's a world we want to use it. I've never been able to fit it onto my blasts.
Really, I have Blood Vengeance on the when I'm using the Assassin Pretender. It's just because it makes your the really shitty bats and the really shitty jaguars, all of a sudden smacking them hurts like a son of a. It smacks both ways.
You have a million sacred, so it makes sense that Blood Vengeance is good.
But also, we're talking about it. Also makes it so they're no longer as killy, and then it makes your Augies not as good. So it really is just a man.
The thing about Blood
I
Vengeance,
like taking it, but also it's more of a joke than it is an actual viable thing.
I think it's viable. I think it's utility. I think the thing about Blood Vengeance is it's always annoying. Because it means your Aussies are an absolute nightmare to answer. If you throw spells at them, you lose your mages. If you throw units at them, you lose your units. It means they're just annoying.
Yeah.
So that's it for the blessers. And very briefly then to go over my pretenders, because video's still going? Yep, I didn't accidentally quit it, but yeah, I thought I accidentally killed it. My pretenders are, yeah, they're going to be bad. Where's the pretender list again?
Control L, I think it is.
Yeah, you're right. So I've got, so as you can see.
What the fuck are these names? Oh, sorry.
Oh, these aren't designed as game names. These are designed as descriptive names of what I'm building. So just without even opening them up, you can see I've got some full scales blessers right here, which is like so this is full scales for Dominion, low paths. I think it's the good one.
Why do you want okay, can I ask why do you have production on this nation?
Gold. The production is entirely because I want the extra 3% gold.
Hey, wait, you didn't even go with heat scales. Wow. So you're going to accept the cold in the winter.
I don't think the cold's that costly. The idea of this is, well, let's go to full health scales just from here. I'm at 11% income, right? Let's invert that, just for the sake of proving a point.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yep. Oh, okay.
So,
see, this is worse scales than I do. I don't normally go with that, too.
Alright, let's go up to Def 1. So you're at negative 25, so you're at 75%.
Yeah.
Right? 75% to 111 is roughly a 46. I did the math of it. It's like a 46 to 48% difference. I can't remember which it is.
Yes.
It's like
it
I get 50.
I
have 50% more gold than you get. Now I accept the extra 3% in that build is probably pushing it, but there's 14 BPs here. Like, even if I cut the production scale, right, and go, I don't know, 5 and take a path here, 14 BPs gets you, you get Wrath, you get Surge, you get Blur. Like, this is fine. Like, it's not, sexy. But
attack skill.
Yeah, just take it. I was going to say, actually, maybe even take a strength. Yeah, attack or strength. And then you just take on.
Probably, yeah, because then you got this one point that you're just going to be like, okay, well, you can
whatever, we'll take. We're going to take.
Yeah.
Let's take on Dead Command. Just so everyone can, just so our priests can carry more of the undead bats. Now, this is just a random idea. But the idea of this is just you've got this massive income. And you can tank this if you want and, get some more points. But the idea basically is if you can survive the early game with all your extra gold, you actually have decent scales. The production is just for gold. The production does not convert into anything but gold. You're not using it for troops. I feel obliged to reiterate. The other builds that I looked at, and as you can see, there aren't many titans in my builds. I've got like I've got like 2 titans. Yeah, I got your build and I had it as write-off. No, I've got like Misfortune in prisons and all that nonsense. So this is my quickness surge. And as you can see, if you go dormant, as you said, you can go decent scales, not great, not terrible. And
I still find it crazy that you just don't take heat scales. Man, I'll be honest, as the first scale to go up. Heat 3, baby.
It's 10% gold. Like, the nation is
It's
so gold
costly.
hungry.
But the thing is, I see it as free scales. Also, so that I don't have to worry about it in the winter. That my bats have bitches, modes, and/or complaints.
It's fair, but I'm I I think Xibalba needs the gold so much too early that I'm always hesitant to cut the temperature scales. I'd go down to growth 0 before I'd even consider cutting heat. So I'd drop
Really?
Yeah, I'd drop all my growth. Because you get your growth from other nations. You just murder someone else. Just take their stuff. That's how you get your growth.
That's true.
The heat when you murder someone. So when you murder someone, your heat's going to percolate to their scales. So it's just going to fix up immediately. It takes 40 turns for your growth to kick in. It takes so long for the growth to pay off that I prefer just the heat scales to get the more immediate impact and basically the immediate income boost. And the other, as you can see, the other main thing that I built, other than those big scalesy blessers, is an assorted variant of things that you didn't even build at all, which is just the rocks. And the reason you build the rocks,
I did not. I don't think I had one rock in all my builds.
The reason.
Oh, I think I sent you the one earth crystal build.
Yeah. No, I think I've got it here somewhere because I considered building a few earth crystals and I started trying to shape around it because they were interesting.
I don't. Yeah.
One of these. I don't know. One of these.
Oh, I think that. One of those rock builds is mine. I don't remember which one. I'd have to.
Nor do I.
My dominions.
And then I've got the you can do some crazy stuff as well on the oracle and on the blood thing, with like quickness displacement. And this is close to a Hellblast like you had to step off, but this is my dormant Hellblast with quickness.
There's positive scales still there. This is not a step up.
Yeah, exactly. This is as close to Hellblast as I get.
Yeah, I see magic 1, nature, luck 1.
Yeah.
I think this is not a Hellblast.
But what I'm really showing you is on these, you lose the Pretender. Obviously, these you don't get a Pretender on these. If you go for
Stormflight, Reinvig, Displacement, Blood Surge, Awake.
Oh, I forgot this.
What it was.
This was the one that I thought was most interesting. So you've got like the assorted blood fountains and because you can get really good scales and really good dom. And if you go for the Oracle, you don't have a Pretender on this. I accept that you don't have a Pretender. And I took free fire, and in hindsight, free astral makes more sense in this sort of build. You have a dormant quickness displacement and good scales. I mean, what the hell is that? That shouldn't be doable. Because it turns out it's about the oracle is just really well placed for some of these like deeps about. Basically, the water 2 lets you get quickness on the cheap. That's the actual reason you're going for this. So water 2 gives you quickness on the cheap, or the blood fountain gives you what's it called? Well, the free blood gives you like blood 7, blood 8 on the cheap if you're going for vamp weapons, which I don't think is good anymore. But water 2 on the cheap.
This is still God. You can't promise. The only thing I don't like about this is like not taking the heat 3 and getting rid of the unluck because you can't get any heroes. And I'll be honest, I love the heroes. This nation, I play it also for the heroes because the heroes are just so gay.
Oh.
If you get one of them, they're game changers.
But I mean, you can do it like this. Like there's no harm in swapping the build over, just like dumping the heat, go to Chaos 1. So go to there. Just say to hell with it. Dump down to Sloth 3 because Sloth is pretty bad in this nation.
I'll be honest. Yeah, if you're capping on your fucking resources, I don't. Like, the only place you're going to cap on resources is your caves.
Just
like,
do
your
this.
capital is not capping on resources.
Like, I'm not saying this is the build, and it is if you're, it's pushing it a bit if you're going for cap recruits, but yeah. Like, I guess that if you're going to take less sloth, you'd want more Dominion, which I've not taken on this build. But the point of this is not, this is the greatest build I've ever done, because it's not. This is a pretty, let's call it scrappy build. But the point of this build is you can get pretty deep on the bless with a dormant if you get through expansion. So if you can get through expansion, you can go pretty damn deep on the sort of oracle type things. So that's the reason I like the inanimates. They don't fight. They don't do well into a super early rush. But the hope is your sacred is so ridiculously OP they compensate for everything. Yeah. So that's it for nationals, commanders, units, spells, playstyle, pretenders. Is there anything else you can think of?
No, it's just, I'll be honest. When I'm looking at my list of Titans, it is just Titans. The only non-Titan was when we were talking about if we could do the Hun Balam as an expansion option. Who was, weirdly, after testing, he actually couldn't solo expand, which I did not think.
Oh, that was this guy. Yep. And he's got
I did not think he could solo expand, but he could for some reason.
Probably got to do with the Fear 10. He's just...
I think it's just because he comes with a bunch of fucking Jaguars.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but he expanded fine.
Yeah, he expanded even into cavalry. I expanded him. He suffered a limp from the cavalry. Other than that, he did not suffer anything. Like he went into fucking the goddamn dogs. I threw him into everything I could find, and
he's got utility. Like at the end of the day, although he's a monster pretender, he's got stealth. He's not the lowest utility of monster pretenders when he comes out of it.
Yeah, he's got stealth. He's blood, so he can. This guy, late game, if you have nothing else to do with this man, he can cast Reign of Jaguars for fucking blood 10.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's one of the interesting things about this nation. Because you get all your big blood spells late game, your pretender often turns off. And not that it's bad, but you have like all these blood 4, blood 5 mages. So it's like, it matters less that you have a big pretender to cast big spells, because you can just use your blood 5s to do everything.
Yeah. I think this nation is just such a weirdly niche, heavy nation, and it has so many stupid little things you can do with it. That like each of the mages actually have a use.
Yeah.
In some form.
All
the troops have most uses.
And the problem is, of course, if you're not constantly looking for new things to do with the nation, it has pretty severe weaknesses. And I guess we'll finish on this. For all we've praised the nation and we both love the nation has pretty severe weaknesses. The lack of a competent troop roster hurts. Like, a lot.
Yeah. I'll be honest, quite a few nations could run at you, and you will have a problem if you do not have a plan. Like, runs at you,
but hold on, even if you have a plan, you still suffer for the lack of a troop roster. It's not like it's a situation where if you had troops, you would buy them. You just don't.
Also, a competent player can also beat even if you are a competent Xibalba player, you can still get absolutely smashed by a competent player playing a different nation. This nation is there's a reason why it did not get picked for the.
It was picked in the tournament once by accident.
And
he said I was trying to joke. Please let me out of it. And what was it? Lucid said no, and he got annoyed. Sorry, I'm not being fair to the guy, but something like that did happen. And it was very funny.
I'm just saying, if I had a chance of an EA game, I would have picked this for the because the problem is the tournament was made for knife fights, and this nation is not a knife fight nation. Well, it can be, but not with the with how they made the map. Which is nothing against the tournament. Let's be clear, nothing against the tournament. That is just, this nation is not made for a knife fight.
Absolutely. Your power comes from like your speed and your stealth and your versatility, and you're not one of these like super sacred elf nations. You, at least not for a while.
Yeah, the problem is that game was entirely made for a really quick, really violent games. You're gonna attack your neighbor right away. You're gonna go full. Like, this nation could take the Hellblast, but it didn't have you don't have the sacreds.
Yeah.
At the time.
You know what? I mean, you'll get to Conch 3, but you probably won't get to Blood 4 before the first war. And the problem is, it's like, what? Your game plan is going to be scorpions? Why not just use elves?
Yeah.
No, agreed. So anyways, that's probably enough, because it's been 2.5 hours, and I imagine everyone's fallen asleep by now. Thanks for doing this with me, and we'll do the second one on expansion at some point in the future. Wait, did I just... Wrong one.